Okay, I know what's happened there. I know what's happened. Bloody OBS has gone and been knobheads again. That's where we're at. Sorry about that. So there we go. Now we've got it. This is like Twitch 100 years ago. Welcome in, everyone. Apologies, by the way, for suggesting that. Oh, here we are. This is going to be great, and there's no music at all. So apologies for that. 1 second. Let's all get this set up. This is definitely the fault of OBS, and not the fault of me this time, believe it or not. Right, now we've got music. Now we have microphones. We have game sound. We have everyone. We have people. We have me. We have 14 games left of the season. Let's just get to it, shall we? Because we've already fucked up that introduction. The joys of OBS, we all say. So there we go. That's us, and it's gonna have happened again. Has everything come through properly? I believe it should have done. Yes, I'm just checking all my microphones now. Yeah, everything's fine. Here's me, because I've got in front of me, my screen shows everything is working, but for some reason it's obviously updated itself, and it's went, what's a great idea? To not actually work, particularly as well when you're about to go live as well. What a bastard OBS can be sometimes. So here we go. We've got 14 games to go. Right, this is what the schedule looks like. Okay, this is what we've got. Call the names out. Cheer when you think we're going to get points. Solihull Moors 22nd, Harrogate 24th, Morecambe 21st. Notts County 16th, Chesterfield 6th, Rochdale 23rd. That's a pretty good run right there, isn't it? Newport 8th, Forest Green 18th, Rotherham 7th, Fleetwood 5th, Tranmere 14th, Accrington 20th, 11th place Doncaster. We finished the season at home to currently 3rd placed Crewe, which could be the decider in working out whether we are going to be in this promotion group here, this automatic promotion spots, top 3, or whether we have to go into this playoff group. Czar is already predicting we are going up. Let's get a little prediction on the poll right now. We'll get a poll going, shall we? Are we going to be going up, or are we staying where we are? Are Oxford on the up slide? Let's go. 10 minutes. 10 minutes that poll's going to be on for us. It's going to go on all the way. FM Logic, we're losing the first 3 games. That probably sounds about right, to be honest, Katie. That sounds about right. So we have gone for reasonable. I was going to say we've got reasonable form. We've struggled in the sense that we've lost a couple of games and we've drawn a couple of games, so we've not really done too badly. 3 draws in a row there is quite bad, and then a defeat. We had a defeat and a draw there as well. But then we beat, league leaders Cambridge, so there's no rhyme or reason to what's happening. We're expected to finish in the top half of the table, but we're in the playoff hunt. We're overachieving. Just remember that we are overachieving. Okay. Nothing. We're not sitting there going if we don't get promoted, then it's terrible. It's not. We're only predicted to be in the top half. What we have done, however, though, in the last stream is we've added to the squad. Renford Raspberry is back. That's right. We were already talking last night about it, going, shall we buy Oxford shirts with Raspberry on the back? We might do. We might get an Oxford shirt with Raspberry on, because he is back. He's only on loan, but it's still better than nothing, isn't it? Right? He's still back where he needs to be. And we've also signed Johnny Edge as well from Oxford, from Dartford. 100 grand. That's 3 Aguirus at this point. So expecting a lot from the Edge. I also signed Tony Gaboppo as well, who's coming as a backup centre half. So 3 players in. Eddie Beach unfortunately went out to Leyton Orient, so we have lost a goalkeeper. That's not a problem. And yeah, we've also brought in Magnus Granum as well, the Kosovan Norwegian Englishman, who's going to play at left back and give us a bit of rotation with Blakey. So happy with that. The incomings are good. Sonny Perkins is fit now as well, so he can come back into the first team. That's, cue the klaxon of it's like a new signing. It absolutely is. Unfortunately, Charlie Lennon's having a bit of an issue. He's constantly injured, so we might lose him in the summer, we'll have to see, because we might have to just nudge him out a little bit. Some interesting things here. Grimsby are after Frankie Maguire. York want Blenkinsop. Oscar Thorne is wanted by Sutton. No one's interested in Seamus McKinley, sadly. So, and Owen Burns is still a little bit sort of upset, as is Joe Duffy. So we do have some moments where, yes, we'll clarify the rules, by the way. So with regards to the British Steel, okay, we tick off a title, a quote-unquote title or a trophy is ticked off if we get promoted, okay? So a promotion counts as a trophy, okay? So obviously by finishing third, we would still be able to tick off the League Two, because, you know, that would be fantastic, right? We don't want to get to the point where we finish third, get promoted, and then sit there going, oh, but we haven't actually ticked off a trophy. That doesn't really work that way. You know, so this is sort of how we work. So things like the playoffs obviously count, and of course promotions count as well. So we are hopefully, all we have to play for this season is League Two and promotion. We've obviously been knocked out of the cups, so let's try and see if we can nudge over, and that's where we are. Should point out as well, by Dead Star, hello mate, welcome in. Normally a TJFM live lurker on YouTube, literally the first time a live stream and regular viewer. Appreciate you being in. Of course, Zars here. Frozen Luffy has also been in, regular Guy FM. Mrs. J Raggio, EGRCNDD, Tiger Tails as well, by the way. If you answer, I won't hear you. I've got you on mute. I'm listening to In Excess live at Wembley 1991. Nice. That's a cracking way of spending your evening, to be honest. Stories in as well. Should be mentioned as well, by the way, British Steel, the regular Guy FM. The look on your face in that picture is the real British Steel. The look on my face in my sort of folded arm picture looks very much like border control in the UK. So sorry about that. It's not intentional. So the look that I've got there. Fat Nigel's in, of course, as well. Keeney's here. Dead Star thought he was doing something wrong. No, we're all good. Car's in as well. Welcome, Car. How are you, pal? And of course, G there. Also, what a group. What a bunch of people we got in tonight. Everyone's up for a good one, I reckon. And I think we can do some damage in this league. So let's say 14 games. Can we get them all done tonight? Probably unlikely getting them all done before midnight. But we will try our very, very best. So I'm going to have to try and not get distracted by things like, you know, going and being like, oh, let's go and have a quick look at you know, for some more jobs or something, or oh, have we ever considered looking at this? I've just got to get my head down, get focused, and try and get these wins and get these results in. But yeah, hope you're well, Car. Nice to have you in, of course, into the stream, and of course everyone else in is very, very welcome also. Dead Star, normally watch the live channel on YouTube as far as the challenging for the title, the national title. Have you been promoted to League 2 at this point? Yes. So basically you've caught up to season 8. I've obviously got season 9 to update as well on the live channel, so we do push these out. There's a great little export button on Twitch, which means I don't have to do anything. So I just press a button and it just pings straight to YouTube, and then I have to remember to put a button, click another button to be like, oh hey, let people see it. So yeah, we're up to season 8 on the TJFM live channel. I should really put a link there actually, so that if you know of people who don't have Twitch but want to watch this sort of stuff, then give them that link and say, look, you know, this is where you know, where we have the shows. Go and watch this, get caught up with it, because I do need to try and get some more time put to one side in order to sort of like edit the one season clips down, because we've only done season 2 or 3, I think, on YouTube. We've got a lot to catch up on, really, on YouTube, so we'll pop all that up there as well. Tim Pay as well, welcome in. Get it done, he says. Get it done. And I think we can get it done. I think we're in a good spot, right? Even if we get into the playoffs, that's still a huge achievement this season, okay? We came through 2 cracking seasons in the National League. We almost got promoted the first time asking. We did get promoted the second time, and then we've just carried that momentum on. We had a little bit of a blip at the start of the season where we're just like, oh, are we finding our feet a little bit? We found our feet, and we're away. We are away, and we're pushing on, and I like what we've got. I like what we're building here. And I remember 4 games in, and I was saying, oh, you know what? Probably not going to be that arsed about Oxford, really, in the grand scheme of things. And look at us now. 3 seasons at Oxford, and we're all fully invested. fully invested, mainly in Aguero, the striker who just can't stop scoring. He's just been the best 30 grand signing we've had. I think it's been absolutely incredible. Let me know how loud those game sounds sound loud in my head, but that might just be because of the channel. How do they sound to you guys out there? Are game sounds coming through? I imagine they will do, because a lot of people go, can't believe you got the game sounds on, don't like it. It's like, come on, we're making an atmosphere here. In terms of the poll, there's a lot of people suggesting that Oxford are on the up, to be honest. Game sounds might be a little bit loud. Okay, let's just turn that down a smidge. Just there. Is that any better? Does that sound better? Let me know. I will sort of try and adjust it on the fly, see how it sounds. But yeah, keep me posted if it's a bit too loud or if it's a bit too quiet or whatever. I've heard good things about this Oxford side. Look at that. Rich Owens is in the chat. My word. What a start to the show. In he comes. Big shout, of course, for Rich Owens. Only sound I can hear is me munching my 2 Empire biscuits. Empire biscuits are a treat, Keeney. They're an absolute treat. I should say as well, by the way, with Rich Owens being in the chat, if you haven't listened or watched, I should say, this week's Football Manager Therapy, go and have a catch up on it. They've got Llama, FM Llama, as their guest, and it's a great conversation. And what's really interesting is that Llama mentions a lot of the stuff we mentioned a couple of days previously on stream. So it's just really, it was great, like particularly listening to, referring to the llamas and the forums. So I won't spoil it for you, but it's a great episode. So definitely worth downloading and subscribing to that. So go and do your civic duty, I believe, to show some love to the Football Manager Therapy show. And of course, it's head honcho Rich Owens as well, who I believe is nudging up towards 500. Let me quickly have a little check on his follower count. 498. He's on 498. Let's nudge him to 500 if we can. Let's try and boost him on there. So we need, yeah. Just if a few of you could hit that follow button, that'd be much appreciated. Get the old partner in crime going up a little bit higher there, But yeah, you're right, Rich. You have heard good things about this Oxford side. We are in the conversation for promotion when our expectation for the season is mid-table. Aguero, oof, just over the top there. The expectation is for us to be mid-table. Possibly top half finish if we're really pushing our luck, but we've definitely flying above expectations and playing some really, really good football as well, like really good stuff to watch. It's really pleasing on the eye. And some moments we just grind results out. There's a Aguero through. Oh, good save. So we just need to. I wonder at what point the nerves start to creep in, because we are sort of 5 points away from Crewe. Yeah, 5 points away from Crewe. So at this point we need to maybe just one goal would settle the nerves, I think. Evening, Jam Thoughts. How are you, buddy? Welcome in. Nice to see you, pal. Hope life is treating you good. Jam Thoughts, by the way, you can see Jam Thoughts live and in person if you come to the York area next weekend. So we're off to see York City versus Yeovil Town. So if anyone's in and around, fancies coming to watch a ball game, then yeah, you're very welcome. Have I bought my tickets yet? No, I'm going to just pay on the door. I reckon they ain't going to sell out. I think we'll go to the South Stand though. That's what my mate's suggesting. He's the head of the supporters trust, so he's like, "Oh, get in the South Stand." JM has already said, by the way, the plan is to try and get Gangsters Paradise played on the Tannoy system as well, just because Coolio isn't coming. So he's now on a one-person mission to get Gangsters Paradise played at half-time. Oh, Guru straight to the keeper. Should have pounced on that chance. Blakey's free kick turned away. This keeper's having an absolute blinder, isn't he? Good-ish, Jim. You need to be better than good-ish. But yeah, I can't imagine they'll sell out. I'll drop my mate a message tomorrow just to double check, but I can't imagine that York against Yeovil will sell out, particularly given the fact that I don't think they've got a manager yet, York. They sacked them recently, so things aren't going particularly well at the LNER. But like I say, if anyone is in and around the area and wants to come, you're more than welcome. It's an open invite. It's TJFM birthday stream, live event, meet up, how you want to describe it. The season can only be described as shambolic. Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment, I think. Let's consider bringing Renford Raspberry off, and let's also consider putting Oscar Thorne in as well. Target forward. Might be a mass boycott the rate they go when the fans despise the owner and the sale fell through today. Did it really? Oh, well, I mean, I'll be happy if we're going to be part of a protest. That sounds like a good idea, doesn't it? Oh, how was Tony's birthday? Great. There was scenes. There was anger. Like, oh, what, just because of Tony's birthday? Well, not just because of Tony's birthday, but yeah, a little bit of that. Yeah, maybe it's going to be fine. It seems very much a Tony Jameson event then, doesn't it? If there's potential for walkouts and boycotts. We can have a placard painting session with a pub lunch beforehand. Hey, we could go to that pottery painting shop on the bottom of Bootham. Go and paint ourselves a plate. Make a nice teapot. Throw it at the board. Brilliant. There's also offers of food and beverages afterwards as well in town, so we'll do that. That might be quite fun. Also. So yeah, any plans, of which there are very little at the minute. You're taking littlest Jameson with you as eldest Jameson has a birthday party. I could take the littlest Jameson, but you're aware of this though, Mrs. J. Take the littlest Jameson in the game. I'm sure that won't be a problem at all. Can't believe we aren't beating Solihull Moors though. We said this was a decent run in. We're not. First match of the stream, we're with 1 point rather than 3. Oh, hang on, maybe not even that. 1 point. 1 point. Right, okay. Should have won that. Keeney, been told I'm going to another comedy night. Billy Kirkwood MC, Kenny Sinclair, Scragnew, Mark Nelson. Yes. What a lineup that is. What a lineup. That sounds brilliant. That's Dundalk trying to land Bobby Fresno, are they? I mean, it's going to cost them. If they want him, it's going to cost them. So, in a weird way, I'm not against it. But it is definitely going to... Because we might end up with a decent wage at that point. A point isn't a loss. That's true. That's true. Also, as well, I made the mistake of saying, hasn't Aguero been brilliant for us? And then he draws a blank against like a team who's near the bottom. So it's just the way that happens, really, isn't it? Funny, I was talking to someone in York the season they got relegated out of League Two, and they laughed having a shit season. He said, "Don't say it too loudly. People might get mad." I doubt I would have been roughed up by the York Massive. Yeah, could you imagine that? Now you sir have besmirched the good name of York City. Pistols at dawn. Not suggesting York's posh, but stabbed with a cheese knife around here. we don't live in the posh part of York because people only around here have only have one car. Smashed my head in outside the shambles and threw me through the window of the York Chocolate Experience. You, sir, eat hummus rather than tapenade. The York Massive, I know, man. Like, and the thing is, though, like, there's just there is a bunch of knobheads in every football club who will claim to be the ultras and the hooligans, but I mean, come on. You know, Tomo, 14 months. What about that, Tomo? That's beautiful. Appreciate the support, man. Very kind indeed. Thank you for that. Hope you're well. Hope Tomo's daughter's good. Hope you're ready for the Open tomorrow. I know I'm not. Definitely not ready for it at all. Just gonna turn up and wheeze my way through it, pretty much like everything else. Showing off with your one car. Yeah, I gotta keep mine and everything, mate. Yeah. Frozen Fluffy can confirm every club has its share. Used to work in the Darlington Arena ticket office. Yeah, there you go. That'll be it. The Darlow lot's a bit like. See, the Darlow's a weird place as well, because Darlow is like got some places that are really, really well off, and then there's just some places that are Darlington, and I love Darlington a bit because it's a fucking mad town, absolutely mad town. My old agent lives in Darlington. He's from there, so we used to play there quite a lot for gigs and stuff, and just every time we were there was always something batshit would happen. So it's just one of those places. Big fan of it. Can confirm it's a bit bonkers. It is just all those places around there, like, you know, Newton Aycliffe is a bit weird. Bishop Auckland's a bit odd. Just pretty much anywhere that you know Joel ran a gig was quite odd. Yeah, Nelson and Kai are superb comics. I started at the same time as Kai, actually. It's depressing as to how good he is. I think Nelson was like a couple of years ahead of me. So, comedy people, eh? These good cunts. Took my fiancée to Bishop Auckland for her birthday. Her request, she was a bit confused and disappointed. I mean, call that Bishop awkward. Oh, it doesn't leave you. It never leaves you, does it? Yeah, clip that. There's the there's me moment for the stream tonight, and we've peaked. Once a comic, always a comic. It's never off, is it? It's just never off. Just like bang, 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 bang. Do I need to contact you something? I'll shoot you a message. Yeah, do it, Carl. Absolutely. Ping me either like Discord or Twitter DM or something. Discord DM is probably the easiest way to do it. But yeah, ping it through. We can certainly find out some stuff. We also need to plan Sunday as well, don't we? Because we started chatting about how Sunday is going to work last night. We think, we are agreed that we're doing the 98.99 database. Okay, so everyone, clear your diaries on Sunday, okay? Tony doing a bit of local there. Hey, Rich, the best bit of advice I was ever given: bit of local at the top, then keep the rest general. There you go. That's how you do well at a comedy gig. Oh, you know what shit? The town next to you. Ooh, yeah. Don't like that. I'll tell you. You know, the last time I was here, something really funny happened, and it would only be funny here because of how funny you are. Sorry, that's playing in Liverpool. That's when you do a gig in Liverpool, you tell them how funny they are as people, and they will take you to their hearts. They'll be like, oh, yeah, he fucking loves Liverpool, that guy. Hey, fucking this is funny around here. Yeah, just tell them that. Evening, Barton. How are you, pal? Welcome in. Oh, Mrs. J, plug in Stu and Gary as well. They're fucking comedy improv duo and a half, them two. And I'm not for improv, right? Not for improv, but they are exceptional. And when you get to be on stage with them two, trying to keep up with them is fucking difficult. Tom was a Scouser. I'm pretty offended by that impression, but accurate. Oh yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that I was from a specific area of Liverpool. I was in and around the Liverpool area. Perhaps this was a Birkenhead accent. I don't know. The fucking Wolves, them. Yeah, I know what it's like. Not all of my accents are accurate. Game for 20 play on Sunday. Name towns he has. Or we name towns he has to name the town next to it they hate. Could do. That ties in. That ties in almost with what Mrs. J was suggesting. Mrs. J was suggesting GeoGuessr. Be nice to us and you'll sound to us. Yeah, that's pretty much how it is, isn't it? But I guess that's the same with a lot of places, really. But some places you have to really pander to them. Yeah. So, yeah, right, let's write this down. Okay, Mrs. J has introduced me to a thing called GeoGuessr. So, that could be an option, right? So, GeoGuessr. Now, that's going to be channel point redemption, I think. Do we think? Is that channel points, Mrs. J, did you say? Oh, okay, all right. GeoGuessr's got some love. Okay, that's good. Excuse me. GeoGuessr's getting the love. Right. Channel point redemption or sub levels. I think channel points probably, isn't it, really? Because you want to kind of keep that going on. Wouldn't work as a channel point redemption, would it not? Okay. I suppose, yeah, you'd have to have people who've been in there for a while to get the channel points up, wouldn't you? Sporkle quiz. Tony, do you have a brother down south? Because I swear I just played football with him. No. My brother lives up north. And if you'd have played football against him, you'd have won because he's shit at football. He thinks he's brilliant, but he's not. He's very shit. Simmer, appreciate the follow. And Sykes Win as well. Appreciate your follows there. Very kind indeed. He also has a massive obsession with David Beckham. So he looks nothing like me at all, my brother. I don't think. He's got the same nose, really. So, do we have another doppelganger, Tony, for the Discord? We've got a few. I got a cracking one sent by Mrs. J years ago. There was someone on one of these like TV game shows. We'll have to dig it out, Mrs. J. See if we can find it. And it looked like the love child of me and Frankie Boyle, and it was horrific. It was horrific. Very funny. Very, very funny. I don't normally play it else, but I've heard there's a new team forming. I'm trying to get fit for trials. Yes. Well, I need people to prove their worth to me, you know? 100 subs, that's what we said. I should have said 1,000. Why did I only say 100? Oh, I'm a fool to myself, aren't I? 100 doesn't sound a lot, really. Like, now that I'm thinking, once you say it out loud, you know, that's... Oh, I'd watch you and Frankie try and conceive a child. There'd be a lot of anger. It would be, wouldn't it? There'd be some words. There'd be some harsh words said. I'd stand by all of it. Let's put Sonny Perkins just behind the strikers there. See if that works. Renford Raspberry, unfortunately, has picked up an injury, so that's a bit concerning. Mordner can come back in. Mordner can come out there, that's fine. Evening, Liam Kirby, welcome in. It's 2 subs for everybody currently watching. I mean, when you put it like that, then it makes complete sense, doesn't it? Story, I've seen Frankie in June in Sunderland. Excellent. Where's he at in Sunderland? Is it the Empire? Because that would be pretty good, to be honest. The most understated statement of the world. It's quite good, Frankie Boyle. I like him. He's very good. Seen him years ago as well. Yeah, he's brilliant. Like, we did some warm-up stuff with him, like watching all his new material and that, trying to be honed out, and it's just excellent. Lovely guy. Really lovely guy. Really quiet, which I guess you'd probably expect, but yeah, really, really quiet. Very funny, though. Very funny. He's got a future in the game. He probably has. You know what? If he can get a bit of TV work, he'll be away. Don't seem streaming much, though, do you? Aguero should have finished that. I'm a fan of Gary Delaney. Gary Delaney is the man. Anyone who loves jokes, proper punchline set-up joke, Gary Delaney's your guy. In fact, you've probably already used most of his jokes. There's that many of them. and they're all just incredible. He's the only act that literally hurts when you watch him. Sonny Perkins, first goal of the season. He's been out for months with a broken ankle. Bit of desire there, forces the mistake. Go on, Sonny. Only found out he's Sarah Millican's fella recently. Well, yeah, they do try their best to keep it relatively quiet. We had them both as a preview when they were relatively new in their relationship. I think they maybe going out for about a year or so. But we did like an Edinburgh preview, so like when they're working on their jokes before they go to the festival. Myself and Mrs. J used to run a gig above a pub in Newcastle, like 12 years ago, and we had them both in there doing this preview show. There's like 100 people in for a fiver. Brilliant night, absolutely brilliant night. The pair of them just like absolutely destroyed the gig, destroyed it. Gary went on first and he just hammered it, and it was Sarah's crowd, so she'd just been on live at the Apollo, I think, and Mock the Week, so she was just getting massive in terms of popularity. And so it was the Bridge Hotel story. We used to run the Bridge Hotel down there. That was our gig. We used to run it on a Wednesday night, £5 in. I used to compare it, and yeah, I say the Gary and Sarah night was just ridiculous. I think Lost Voice Guy did his third ever gig for us. He was incredible. That was brilliant. Kai, of course, did it. I had loads of people down there. Loads of people. It was just one of those things, a little rite of passage. You set a gig up, you get some people in there who can do some decent things, and then you're away. So, yeah, happy days. It's a long history as well, that venue. Apparently Ross Noble used to run a gig there back in the day, way back in the day. Down in the Chillingham Arms. So, yeah, there's definitely been a history of comedy. We had Ramsey there, we had Jason Cook there, Carl Hutch there. So, we had loads of people. Loads of really great acts. Used to work back over the bridge on the way home from the match. We'd stop there before beraving the gates at High Street. Yeah, it was cracking boozer. Always had a good pint in there as well. Lama uses iMovie, pass it on. Hey, there's nothing wrong with iMovie. I don't use it now because I'm on a PC, but iMovie's fine, right? Oh, Mrs. J's put that picture in the Discord, has she? Right, okay. Into the Discord for everybody then. There you go. Haven't been to a comedy gig for years. Off to Russell Howard next month. Excellent. Yeah, Russell's a good act as well, to be honest. Can't teach an old dog new tricks, I'm afraid. I mean, hey, look at this. If you want to teach anybody anything, you get Llama to do it for you, because Llama is the man. Welcome in, Llama. Hope you're well, buddy. Aguero smashes it over the bar. How was your stream this afternoon, Llama? Unfortunately, I wasn't able to pop in, but I did see that you were streaming, so we'll mention that you stream over on the Red brand. If you don't follow Llama, make sure you do that. You're going to want to do it, because he's just great, isn't he? He's just great. We love Llama. Oh, no. Just as I'm busy offering out advice, thankfully there's a goal disallowed, but could have been awkward, couldn't it? Rich Owens had Celia Ray B my nights a few times pre-COVID. She's about to be massive. Yes, she is. She's very, very good. She is very good. I remember you mentioned that as well. I was just like, oh, okay, that's good work. That's very good. We used to run like a showcase event when we did the Edinburgh Fringe Festival as well. It's free, in the middle of the afternoon, like lunchtime, and we'd just like fill it full of our mates to go and do like sort of little guest spots for us to basically like help sell tickets for their shows, really. And we had like sort of, because we were sort of because we ran gigs and we were like sort of, people were nice to us, and we were nice to other people. We managed to pull in a few favours, so we had people like Nathan Caton would come in, do stuff for us. Tom Deacon, Sean McLaughlin, of course, who's now done like the Apollo. Ian Sterling, Brendan Reese, Joel Lysett, all these people who are like mates of ours, just like dropping in. Delaney, doing these little sort of 10-minute spots, and everyone else in the venue was just like, oh shit. Like, Gary Delaney on, and there's no one wants to come and see our little show, and you're just like, yeah, soz, like, you do it as well if you you would absolutely do it, if you had the chance. There's Thorns over the top. Llama, appreciate the sub. Very kind, Llama. Thank you very, very much indeed. You're a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful human being. Regular training and morning meetings have cut into my Llama stream time. I know. It's not a thing, is it? I was the same. I was just like, oh, you know what? That'll be great. I'll sit and catch up with Llama. And it was like, apparently not. Apparently I've got to do some work. Dreadful. Llama's on RedTube 3 days a week. He's doing great with it as well. As he says there, he's loving it. Gets a bit of chat going on. That's what it's all about. Chat makes it a joy. Story. Saw Frankie Allen last year. It was a laugh with the crowd. Had James Clivington with him. Is Frankie Allen one of those like, I'm too fucking dangerous comics? Is he one of them? Is he one of them? I think that's his name, I'm sure. Just trying to get in the gaffer's good grace before he starts his community club. I want to say play central midfield. You can absolutely play central midfield, Llama. I see you as my Ray Wilkins, to be honest. Take the athletic pod on tour. Cough cough. Come to Belfast. Duly noted. We'll definitely get that, Tomo. That's a thing. Rada, how's Oxford going? We're doing okay. We're doing all right. We're fourth. We're not meant to be fourth. But we are a fourth, and we're in there. And hopefully that means we might be able to get a little playoff run, possibly. That'll be good. Be happy with that. Is Belfast where you got the gummy bear burger? Yes, it is. It is, Mrs. J. Build-A-Burger. Down the same street as the Empire, so just keep going past the Empire. Went to Build-A-Burger, me and my mates, because it was myself and Billy Kirkwood, actually, who's been mentioned earlier in the stream. We did a 5-day run in Ireland. We were very, very fortunate, like the people who were sort of booking us this little mini tour. We knew we were going to do the Empire on Tuesday, so we spoke to a couple of promoters out there who said, look, if you want to come and do some gigs with us, then we'll try and like put it all together. So we went and did dailies in Omagh on the Friday, which is a fucking belting gig. Absolutely belting gig. It was us. Build-A-Burger's closed. Well, understandably so, because we looked at it. I mean, it was great. It was an incredible burger. I think I had a venison burger. I think, because of course I did. What's your Tory option? So I had that, and me and my mate were looking at these things, and there was like fucking gummy bears in there. We're like, who orders gummy bears in the burgers? And bless the person who's serving, just went, some people do. Some people order gummy bears. I was like, all right, okay, fair enough. Do that. You do you. That's the way to do it. Evening JX. How are you, pal? It's a Hawaiian burger. Really? I don't know about Hawaiian burger with gummy bears on there. But anyway, some people did it. We started doing that. Everything's good, Lobes. We're having a great time, thank you. We're on the playoff push, to be honest. And what we did, we worked up on this tour. So we did we go on Monday? We might have done Monday. No, we flew in on the Tuesday because because the organisers for the Empire pay for your flights. So we flew in on the Tuesday, we got a car, drove in to do Belfast Empire. Then we went to Dublin on the Wednesday, did 2 shows in Dublin, one at the International and one at the, I want to say the Comedy Crown, maybe. We stayed in what can only be described as something akin to a Romanian youth hostel. So that was unpleasant. Then we went up to Derry on the Thursday night. Had an amazing gig in Derry. So good. Again, just like a gig above a pub, but those sorts of gigs are just perfect. And slamming down the Guinnesses, and it was so Irish. It was so Irish. It was unreal. When we finished the gig, downstairs there's a fucking folk band banging around till God knows what time. So love that. That was fantastic. That was also the night that myself and Billy stood outside the chip shop looking at, I'm sure I've told this story before, so apologies if I have. It was the night we stood outside the chip shop looking at the two fish and chip suppers, the two fish suppers for £10. And we're looking at it, both of us, and Billy doesn't drink, right? And I'm looking at this chip shop sign, and I'm like looking at it going, 2 fish and 2 chips and 2 tins of pop. I don't think I can eat 2 fish and chips. And it never dawned on either of us. I'm pissed, he's sober, and neither of us could work out, just either buy it together or just have one. We're just looking going, I can't eat 2 fish and chips. Who eats 2 fish and chips at this time of night? And it took us so long to work that out. Right, fine. This is touring already. Been out for a week. And then we went off to Orma on the Friday, and the gig in Orma is like, again, another gig above a pub, but it's just ridiculous. What the lad Chris has done there is madness. And it was myself and Billy on, and there was also Foil Arms and Hog, and Mickey Bartlett and Shane Todd, and those 3 alone are now essentially the staples of the Northern Irish comedy circuit. And just like absolute superstars, the lot of them, and then me and Billy. It's like, yeah. And he was just, yeah, incredible week. So we keep threatening to do it again, but I think it's been about 7 years or something since we did that run. So it was yeah, superb, absolutely superb. There's a market stall in York at Christmas that sells coasters, 1 for £5, 2 for £10, 3 for £15. It's literally just telling you how things, like, you can have another one if you want. It's going to cost you the same, or you can have 3 and that'll cost you 3 times as much. Oh, it's good marketing strategy. Excellent. Have you got a deal on? Yeah, you give us money and we give you the coasters. Love it. Tomo, off to see Shane Todd's podcast at the SEC in Belfast. Well, there you go, right? There you go. I gigged with Shane Todd above a pub in Omagh, and now he's selling out a podcast at the SEC in Belfast. There's my guy. He went on to superstardom. Now, I know a lot of famous people. I do know a lot of famous people, which is great, because it's incredible to see how these people just like become the superstars that they are. Like, some of them you just see and you just recognize straight away, like, yeah, they're going to be massive. Like people like Ramsey, people like Joe Lycett, you know from day one. Ian Sterling, for example, like, you know from day one these people are going to be the superstar comics. Angela Barnes as well was sort of in that mix, and like, sort of slowly but surely these people then become this, and it's incredible. It's incredible to see. Like the Have a Word boys as well, like Adam Rowe, watching him explode. Nightingale was always one of the best comics in the country, regardless. So, you know, it was no surprise now he's as big as he is. Well, it's not. It's surprising about how long it took him to get there, because you wonder why no one actually took that chance, particularly media-wise. But who knows? Thor here, welcome in. Appreciate the follow. Very kind. Thank you for that. Well, people like Sloss as well. Like Sloss, you sort of see him when he's 16, 17, headlining Baby Blue, which is a fucking rough arse gig in Liverpool, and it is a rough gig in Liverpool. It's the gig that I used to only compare, because I was like, I know how to play as a compare, but I can't play it as an act. And seeing Sloss headline that gig at 17 and just be so good, no surprise he's as good as he is, and as big as he is now. And again, deserves all the credit because he just stuck to his guns, did his own thing. All right, I'm going to do shows that I like to do. So, Ross Abe, do you or anyone have any tips for getting out of the Championship? Currently in my 3rd season with Charlton, can't quite make it out. Championship is the toughest division, Ross, that's the thing. It's meant to be difficult. It's meant to be difficult because you've got loads of old Premier League clubs in there. Sometimes it's just going to be, and this is going to sound really, really silly, Cass has got a great suggestion there: overspend and worry about the problems later. That does work. Look at Premier League players who get released. You want to be picking them up in the July. Get some freebies in there. Loan players in from Premier League clubs. Don't only sign Yorkshire players, as Barton suggests, as part of the Athletic Challenge. 100% don't do that. But sometimes it can just be luck. Like, you just need players to peak at the right point. We've had some Championship saves where it makes no sense, but we've just gone on this like absolute tear up and got ourselves into a good position. So that can sometimes happen. So yeah, just look at who you're playing up against, and there'll be people that you can sort of go, right, you know what, yeah, I fancy our chances again against them, and attack those teams, and then like be a little bit more reserved against the other teams possibly. That makes sense. Mr. Morshard, appreciate the follow, very kind. Sloss got heckled in Kilmarnock at a preview show, hasn't been back since. Yeah, I can imagine he talks about that. He talks about not going back to Kilmarnock, and he hated. He's like, nope, never going back. As Mrs. J said, yeah, I had a dildo thrown at me at Baby Blue. Not like a small dildo either. Not that small. Like, not like a serviceable dildo. We're talking a massive inflatable dildo that was nearly the size of. Actually, no. I had a large inflatable cock left on stage, and I had an actual dildo thrown at me. That's right. Yeah. I did have two. Jim White transfer deadline day size. Oh yeah. Like a punishment dildo, I think. And I've told you. I'm sure I've told you the reason as to how that happened, didn't I? I must have told you. If I haven't, I'm really sorry. Because what we did was I went on stage, and before I'd gone on stage, the show manager had told me, they were like, look, because it was notoriously full of like stags and hens, because it was one of those sort of like shows where you book your hen do and your stag do around, that sort of thing. There's like a cheap bar for meal upstairs. You have your meal, go down to the comedy show, and then you're on the Albert Docks and you go, get in, and then you go around there and you do your stag do and your hen do, right? It's kind of that sort of package. And I went in there, and it's a great room for comedy, by the way, but it's like stone walls, so it can really dampen the sound. So sometimes you've got to really work for it to make any reaction. When you rock it, it bounces, but it can be rough as fuck as well. Okay, so I'm about to go on stage, and I'm hosting the show. Like I say, I don't mind hosting it because I know how to host it. And the show manager says to me, they have these two massive tables. Stage is like about this big, they're about like 3 or 4 of me, so not massive, right? You can't get like much of it, and it's not very deep. It's a very narrow stage, and so you're on top of the audience, and then the audience tables are like long tables either side of you. And I went on Sonny Perkins 2 in 2. Good to see Sonny back. And the show manager says to me, right, Tony, before you go on, both tables at the front are hen do's, okay? So we're looking at about 30 people collectively in this hen do build-up, 2 separate hen do's. And I went on stage, first thing I'd said to them, right, in front of like these 150, 200 people or whatever it was, I went on stage, right, welcome to the show, just so you all know, I'm Compare, I'm going to be hosting, and I do have to say, before we get started, I'm aware we've got some hen do's in the front, these guys, and having just looked at you, just making a judgment right now, battery farmed and free range, and the place just fucking erupted. Erupted. Everyone's just like, yeah. And then one of the table just going, huh? And I was like, yeah, kind of proved my point a little bit. And then I got a dildo chucked at me. So again, sort of proved my point a little bit. But yeah, it was a great night that. Superb. Some of the stuff I've been able to say on stage just because I've got a microphone is like terrific. Oh God, don't make me miss stand-up. Please don't make me miss it. Don't make me think, oh, you know what? You should maybe go back to stand-up, Tony. Oh God. Oh, hello, anxiety and bad driving. Oh, do I love a heckle? Yes and no. Yes and no. So I love a heckle that's funny, right? I love a heckle that's funny and adds something to the show. What I don't love is the heckles that are just a bit shit, and it's people who are doing it for attention, because they tend not to have a point, and they tend to just shout out and they think they're helping the show. And you always get this afterwards. Like, oh, I was just helping. Like, oh, I love to just help the comedians along. Like, I don't know whether people think that comedians go on stage and they've never done comedy before, and sometimes they think that, oh, maybe, you know, you just get asked in the queue to be like, all right, it's your turn to be the comedian tonight. I can deal with heckles. I've made people leave. Like, that's the thing. Like, I can be vicious if I want to. I once got the police thrown out of a gig with the police being called to get them removed during a show. That's what I like to do. Like, you know, we'll take it as far as we have to take it. Because I've got the microphone and I have to win. That's the problem. Like, I have to win. If the heckle's crap, the comedian has to win. If the heckle's good, however, and it's funny, the comedian has to let the heckler have the laugh, right? And that's what I'm quite good at. Is if a heckle's hilarious, I applaud it. And I get everyone to sort of be like, right, that was funny. That was really funny. And I don't stomp on it, and I just let the show go after that, because you have to. You can't. I've seen too many people have a really genuinely funny moment happen from the audience, and then the comedians went, I can top this. Just leave it. Let it be. Let the audience have that moment as the win. Like, you need to do that. Sometimes they've got to do it, you know what I mean? Like, be that. That's what it has to be, you know? Rossi, welcome. Appreciate the follow, by the way. That's very, very kind indeed. Sorry, just reminiscing about the old comedy days back there. Oh, maybe one day we'll get back on that stage and we'll start wheeling things around and be like, oh, let's talk about trousers and utility bills. That's what I used to talk about. Keeney, I was at Chubby Brown in Glasgow. This is going to be a bad start to any story, isn't it? I saw him reduce a heckler to tears. Heckler was a nasty cunt. 10 minutes later, he was crying on the way out. Yeah, I mean, it can be. Because the problem is, and as you say, most hecklers are a bit crap, right? They want their moment. They figure that, oh, this'll help the show along, and it's usually rubbish. And I feel bad as well. Like, so you'll always get people. There's always this sort of idea as well that people who sit in the front row, I feel bad that they're there for the taking, and some comedians go straight in for the front row. So people don't want to sit in the front row. They're like, oh, I'm going to get picked on. Only by shit comedians. Okay, shit comedians will pick on the front row. Okay, a clever comedian will pick on the second row, because the second row sat there thinking they're fucking bulletproof, and they're not. Right, so you don't take out on the front row. Have a chat with the second row, because you can still see them, and then they're instantly disarmed and they're not as smug anymore, because you do get some talkers in the second row because they think no one's watching them. Yeah, and it's always but then you'll always get someone from the shadows just shouting something out, and you're just like, it's learning when to leave it and when to go with it, you know. But I've had some, and the thing as well is you never remember good heckles because they're never good. That's the thing. Bless you, Dan, as well, for constantly telling us that I get heckled here every stream. Yeah, I get it. But these aren't heckles. These aren't heckles at all. Like, it's just, is it part of the job? Yeah, I guess. Should it be part of the job? No, not really. The worst ones. Aaron as well, welcome and appreciate the follow there. That's very kind. Thank you for that. Evening Beyond Ultra as well. Good to see you. The interesting things are when you do a show and you host the show, and you're walking back out, and you'll hear like sort of people being like, "Oh, I really like the comedians. The comedian's very funny tonight," and they'll see you and they'll be like, "Oh, you were good as well." And you're like, "Oh, good. Yeah, you should give comedy a go." And you're like, "Yeah, I should. Yeah, because what obviously you've presumed is that when I bought a ticket, I got the golden ticket, so I got to go to the show and got to host the thing. That's a lot of pressure for someone who's never done that before. Imagine doing that. Imagine buying a ticket for an event and then being told you have to host it. Imagine that. Like, all right, so you bought tickets for the Foo Fighters, and it turns out you've also got to play guitar. Terrible, that, wouldn't it? Yeah, and then look at, oh, but I don't mean that. And you're like, yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, apparently those compares aren't real comedians, allegedly. Keeney, I saw Craig Hill buy a heckler a pint mid-show. Can't remember what was said, but Craig put him off his set a good few minutes. Ended up sending someone for the pint for the guy. Yeah, I think that's the thing. I think people have done that before as well. You play it by ear. Like, you've got to play each situation as it is, because that's the beauty of live comedy. In that, what you want to do is you want to make every night and every show has to be individual. There has to be something special in that room that can't be replicated anywhere else. So, and that's what I like. That's what I used to like when I was performing. I had a quote unquote, I had a script that I would work from, really. Compares aren't real comedians. Tony Jameson, retired compare. Yeah, pretty much. Compares have feelings too. What I would say is that you've got some, like there has to be a moment that is just for that audience, okay? And I don't think that there's some comics who just have their set, and they'll just go through the motions. They'll say the words in the same order every single night for 20 years, and you can see them. They're dead behind the eyes. They're just dialing it in. And you're like, why would you put yourself through this every single night for it to be the same? Why not take the possibility that you could say something off the cuff, or just, pick up on a moment. Something happens, go with it. Like, some people just literally, something will happen and then they'll be like so straight, they'll not even acknowledge it. Like, they'll just ignore it because they've just got their stuff to do. I like the idea that each night is individual, and you can't replicate that. That's what I like about a show. Would you? Brilliant question. Have you ever told a joke that left the room uncomfortably silent? Now, there's a thing in comedy called dying, right? That's what happens when you don't do well. You're dying, okay? I die spectacularly. Some people have a gift of how they can do badly at gigs. I'm one of those people who can do very badly at a gig in a very good way, because I once did so badly during a gig. I was on for 20 minutes, and I think maybe after about 8 I'd realised I'd lost them, and they weren't coming back, and I think maybe after about 14 or 15 minutes maybe, I asked the audience, just went, what can I do to improve my act? I gave up with them. I was like, nothing I'm doing, you don't want any of this. So just, right, what can I do to improve? There's many a time that you have to just say, look, we'll call this a defeat. It's just not going to happen. Like, you've got to walk away from it thinking, it's like you were funny the night before, you'll be funny the night after, you just weren't funny that day. Like, and it's just remembering that people have a bad day at work, people have a bad day at work, and you just dust yourself down and go again. But did I get positive feedback? No. And quit comedy was the answer. The general consensus, I think, more than anything. Most of them were just like, you just need to leave, mate. You need to leave. There's a couple of times I've been sort of like going, I should probably go soon. Like, waiting until the next act goes on, then at least most of the audience will be back in the bar, so that I can sneak out and not have anyone notice me. I've done that a few times. Ever done a gig where the audience were against you from the start and you had no chance? Oh yeah, loads. Loads. Loads of gigs like that. Just, I mean, I've done this for what, 12 years? 13 years or something? There's a whole stack of gigs where I've gone on and just went, this is not happening. Christmas, for example. I got booked for a Christmas party, and it wasn't advertised as a Christmas gig deliberately. And I was in, I want to say it was like Newton Aycliffe or something. And it was my old agent booked it, and he's a mate of mine, so I did it as a favour for him. And I was in front of a curtain. Okay, now the curtain is important to the story, right? Because there's no stage, okay? I'm in front of a curtain in what is effectively, the venue has been turned into a dining room, okay? Because everyone's having Christmas dinner, big tables, big Christmas party, big Christmas dinner. Behind the curtain was the band that was going to go on, okay? So I had to stand in front of the curtain because I wasn't allowed the lights the band were going to have. I wasn't allowed any of the presents that the band were going to have. And I was given a radio mic, and I had to try and make people laugh while the smell of sprouts was in the air. They didn't want me. I started raffling off drinks that I don't even think I was allowed to do. So I started my own raffle. I was like, right, let's have a raffle. Who fancies bits and pieces? I'm sure. I think I raffled off about 3 bottles of Bacardi before someone realised that I didn't have the authority to do that. And then I think I ended up with going, I might as well just fuck off and let you listen to someone do the Summer of '69. just left. Bye, everyone. Happy Christmas. I did one at Mrs. J's Hartlepool Rugby Club. Hartlepool Rugby Club is my favourite death. That was the one about how can I improve my act. That was horrific. York Rugby Club, so literally down the street from where we live. Christmas again. Dreadful. I'm hosting. Show started fine. Okay, a guru with the goal. I'm hosting. I'm just about holding it on. First act goes on. Does okay. Does some jokes. Away we go. Second act goes on. Okay. Does some stuff that just don't happen. The audience just did not go with. They hated them. Right. So I was like, oh, this is a bit ropey. Headliner goes on. At this point, the fact that the rugby players had been on an all-dayer started to show. They'd been like, it was dicey at the start, but they'd been on this all-dayer, and then we get to the end, and it was just horrific. Headliner goes on. He maybe does like 2 minutes or something, and all of a sudden he figures the only thing that is the best thing he can do at this point is to sing Feed the World, and the entire audience join in and they're banging the tables. Feed the world, let them know it's Christmas now. And that was his set, was him just singing fucking Band-Aid, and they just did it 3 times. They'd sung the whole thing 3 times. That was the show. It was horrific. It was so bad. There's never been comedy there since. But yeah, definitely clip that, by the way. That's a good one. I've not had a bad time in Wales per se. I must admit, I don't do that. We did get discount Easter eggs on the way back from Hartlepool, so not the worst day, to be honest. And we've in this time as well, we've had a guru straight red card, and I'm like, yeah, I'm still talking about this really bad gig in York. I should really mention as well that we need to plug Sunday. Don't we? Sunday, there's a big 12-hour stream going on Sunday. Come and hang out with us on Sunday. 12:30 to 12:30. That's how 12 hours work, isn't it? Fucking hell. Can't even work out how numbers work at this point. I've lost it. Yeah, come and hang out with us. It's going to be fun. Once we get to 100 subs, we're buying a football team, apparently. I can't believe I've agreed to that. I can't believe I've agreed to it. But it's going to be decent. We're going to do the 98-99 mad scientist database. So get yourselves involved. We think we're gonna. We should probably pick that now, shouldn't we? What are we gonna do? Are we gonna do 98-99 Sunderland, or are we doing 98-99 Italy? Story already ahead of me there on what are we doing. Let's start picking this one out, shall we? Let's get a poll on the go. Everyone's doing Italy at the minute, but let's have a look. So 98-99 team pick, and we need to discount this quickly, don't we? So Sunderland or Italy, that's the first one. Then after Italy, of course, we have to work out what team are we going to be in Italy. Cass is right, everyone's doing Italy, but then Italy is just brilliant, isn't it? That's the problem. What's the worst team available in 98-99? I'm not sure, because the thing is, though, is with the 98-99 database, is there's going to be loads of people are going to come in and watch it and be like, oh, can you check up on this sort of person? So we're going to do some channel point redemptions on player lookups, because we want to make sure that we can get the season done. We think we can do one season possibly. Okay. 98-99 was the first year Sunderland went up. It's the year that they win the league, so they are still in Division 1 at this point. So in that sense, it's probably decent, because they're not in the Premier League, so I'll be alright with that. It's Quinn and Phillips, big man, little man. Oh, that'll be great. Now, obviously, people are going to want to see Ronaldo. They want to see Totti. They want to see Maldini. They want to see Vieri. They're going to want to see Ronaldinho. And you're not going to get these sorts of teams if you're playing as Cambridge. And you're not going to get these players bought in at all. 1-0 against Notts County. We'll take that. We'll absolutely take that. Aberdeen could be a shout. We did Aberdeen in the 93-94, didn't we? And that was where I had a very, very, very lethal Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank. Ravanelli with the white hair. I think Ravanelli had gone at that point from Middlesbrough. The banter era of Middlesbrough was over. Janino's not there. He's gone to Atletico Madrid at this point. Not Man City. We're not doing Man City. I know that they're in League 2 at this point, or League 1 at this point, but yeah, we're not doing Man City, because it's really only going to be a one season save, I think, as well. So that's also part of my concern. As much as doing Sunderland's great, there's going to be part of me going, oh, what if we miss out? What if we relive the Mickey Gray penalty miss and we lose in the playoff final? What a story that would be. For me, it's not. For me, it's not a question of whether it should be Sunderland or Italy, but more a question of what would Coolio do. I mean, you could be right there. What would Coolio do? He'd keep away from Denise Van Outen is what he would do. Lewis, just got a Discord notification. Did you go live? We went live an hour ago. I don't know what Discord's doing, Lewis, in terms of playing up with things, so apologies for that. But yeah, what you need to do is turn your notifications on Twitch on as well. So if you turn your notifications on Twitch, then you get a little ping on your phone or your or wherever you get your notifications from. That shows as well. If anyone's brand new, by the way, and they've not followed the channel, please feel free to hit a follow. We do British Steel here, I should say. Probably not even talked about what we're doing in terms of the save at this point. All we've done is we've reminisced about comedy and dreadful gigs. We've played some FM in the background as well. Sorry, I was replying to Mrs. James asking who was the comic that died at Christmas. And yeah, already sorted. I'm texting there going, yeah, told you who it is now. But yeah, we do British Steel, so the plan is to win everything that's available in England, Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland. We're currently in Season 9, hoping to finish Season 9. Maybe not tonight, but definitely Friday. We are just outside the automatic promotion spots, 1 point away from Crewe. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games to go. Maybe we will actually, if we get a bit of a shifty on, we might actually get the we might get this done. If you want to have a look at the trophies, as Woodger's just asked there, let's show you what we've won so far before we get into the next game. this is the progress there. 7 trophies so far, 5 of which were won in Northern Ireland. Now, trophies we use in the sense of either winning a title or a promotion. Playoffs also count as well as trophies as per the rules of the British Steel Challenge. So we've won the Danske Bank Premier League. We've also won Division 3. Well, we got promoted via the playoffs in Division 3. We've won the Antrim Shield, we've won the Middlester Cup, and we've won the Macomb Coach Travel Intermediate Cup as well. And with Oxford, we've won the National League and the FA Trophy. We can only, the only title that's available to us in red at this point is League 2. We've already been knocked out of the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup and the Papa John's as well. Why does a Danish bank sponsor Northern Ireland? It's money, that's why, isn't it? It's just what it's about, you know? The Northern Irish Bank obviously didn't have enough funds to sponsor it, so the Danske Bank went in, got it. Tapeworm London in with a sub, by the way, on the Prime. Appreciate that. That's a good way to support the channel, by the way, on Prime. It doesn't cost you anything. Literally, it's free. You've already paid Bezos. Bezos gives you a bit of a kickback and says, look, you know what? Have yourself a free sub. Stick it to any creator that you want on the platform, and away you go. RS Showtime as well, in with the follow. Thank you very much for that. That's very kind as well. And it looks like we are picking Sunderland as part of the stream for Sunday night. So there you go. 98-99 Sunderland. Quinn and Phillips are going to be reunited. Oh, aren't we going to be fun? We're going to be really, really happy about that one. There you go. Frozen Luffy in with a Prime as well. Thank you, Frozen Luffy. Very, very kind indeed. Have another kickback. Appreciate you. Very kind. Thank you. We do, if you're brand new around here and you don't know how we do stuff, so we do put everything that we make back into the channel, and back into making the channel as good as we can. So we have bought things like the camera that we bought. We bought the camera, the microphone, the lights, the actual PC itself we've really bought, with everything that we generate. So it goes straight back in to making the stream better. Catches, you need to sell Quinn off Phillips and buy Shul Ramiobi. No. He wouldn't come. Shuller wouldn't come. It's probably hard coded in the game that he won't come to Sunderland, which is fine. We don't need him. Super Kev all the way. Thank you. Can you do that on normal Prime, or does it have to be Amazon Prime Gaming? Oh, should say as well, Cass has answered your question there, referee. Very, very good of you, Cass. Thank you for that. Should say as well, if you do have any sub, whether it's through Prime or sub, link your Twitch to Discord, and that means you get access to the sub only chat in Discord. So you go in there, and you can sort of like find out all the extra cool bits that we're going to be talking about, of things that we've got planned coming up in the future. And you might get a few ideas of some things that we're going to be working towards. You might get a bit of a hint as to whether we come back on the comedy trail or not. You might get some advance notice on that. Ideas for other projects that we're going to be working on. So yeah, link those together as well, and then you go into the sub chat. So most subs for streamers, so like you get some emotes and stuff, but you also get that extra channel in the Discord, so use that as well. Pop yourself in there, you'll get to meet everyone else who subscribes. You can just you have a nice little sort of extra bit in there going forward as well, so do that. I keep forgetting to mention that. Actually, I should mention that more. I should also mention as well, while I'm plugging stuff, Football Manager Show came out today. If you haven't had a listen to it, go and have a listen. Myself back in hosting duties. I was obviously off last week with the littlest one having chicken pox, but myself and Aaron back on the podcast trail, and without wanting to sound, oh, look at that from Blakey. I'm just going to say that is incredibly well timed, because it's a banger of an episode, and that's a banger of a free kick, to be honest. Who's one of the best cheap defensive midfields? Asked Lee, LUFC Leeds. Who are you managing, Leeds? I presume Leeds. What save are you in? Whereabouts are you? Define cheap. Good point, yeah. It's because everyone's cheap is different, isn't it? Free is definitely cheap. Season 3 Everton. I don't know. I'm also not the person to ask. I guess obviously people in the chat who could answer that one. That who's the Portuguese lad that I bought? Undor. He's very good. He's quite cheap. Bought him for Sunderland. He's definitely Premier League level. But I got him at the end of season 1. I think he's normally free. Can you afford Mac Doherty? Yeah. Bay Hudson absolutely knows that's the best player for every position known to man or woman. Kev Cart's been catching up with the podcast. Really enjoyed it. Thank you for that. Appreciate you, Kev. Hobbsy, season ending tonight. Maybe if we get these 10 games done, if we get automatic promotion, then yes, we are definitely ending it tonight. If it's a playoffs, have we got time to do a playoffs? We'll see. It's 10:15. 10 matches. Maybe we finish it tonight. That could be a thing. Scott Chegg apparently is a choice for a CDM. Evening, Chazzy D, welcome in. Devil always welcome in as well. Nice to see you. Have you got your scouts looking for a DM? That's a good question, Cass. Very good question. Use that as your recruitment focus, and then they'll start bringing some more people in. Maybe look for someone who you can sort of like retrain as well. So you might have a defender who's got some good attributes for a DM, or maybe you've got like an attacking player who's got some better defensive attributes. What time do we stream till? Aaron asks. Normally about midnight, Aaron, UK time. I don't know whereabouts you're based, so I'll say UK time. Johnny Edge out to Malcolm. But yeah, if we go slightly over, we go slightly over. But we certainly won't be going to like 1 o'clock or anything, unless it's like we have like 1 game left and we have to do it. But yeah, usually about 12. And then we're back on Friday. We have to take tomorrow night off, I think. Back on Friday for definite. Nothing on Saturday, and then yeah, this big 12 hours on Sunday. So block that out in your diary. 12 hours of Sunderland 98-99. We're not going to sign too many players, I don't think, for Sunderland there. So maybe we'll get some players on loan, possibly some of those wonder kids. We shall certainly start to see. Referee started doing the FM Show podcast. Good way to utilise squads on low budgets. Yeah, Sheffield Wednesday is a good fun challenge, isn't it? I say good fun challenge. It's difficult and it's quite horrible. But that's the sort of thing that I like. I think that people might sort of find that fun enough. I'm in season 2 and yeah, missed out on the playoffs. Well, I missed out on promotion via the playoffs. I got to the semi-finals of the playoffs in the first season, got turned over by Portsmouth. So yeah, it's we go again in season 2. But today's episode, if you've not seen it or you've not listened to it, sorry, it's brilliant. It's really good. There's some genuinely funny moments in there, and I can't spoil them for you, but there's some bits that are just hilarious. And there's also a bit where I, believe it or not, it looks like I know what I'm talking about. I'm just putting it out there. It looks like I know what I'm talking about. And you might all be sitting there going, no, you don't, Tony. Honestly, I bet you, when you listen to it, you're like, fuck, Tony's not an idiot. Tony's not an idiot this time. Is that the funny part? Maybe it is, Barn. Maybe. I'm not going to spoil it. Maybe there's 2 things. Maybe there's something funny and something insightful. Got everything in there tonight. I also saw a mention as well of an Always Sunny podcast, which I think it was Tomo. Wonder whether he's getting the tickets. Had a Bayejo at the equaliser. That's not great, is it? Allison just goes down the line. Lintott doesn't put his foot in until too late. And then who's this? Who's number 3? Tracy. Just not marking tight enough. Demand a bit more. It's not the worst result though, but now Crew have... What's the situation with Crew? They must be winning. Because we went above Crew at one point in the in this match. At the start, we went 1-0 up. Listened to one yesterday at work, says Story, you and RDF were trying to convert players into wide centre-backs. You're signing pure bargains on pennies and you're picking players on £200,000 a week without realising. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, attention to detail is not my thing, which I think people are slowly starting to be like, yeah, okay, I get that. But it's good though. Makes it all worthwhile, doesn't it? being like, I don't think he knows what he's doing. No, don't. Blakey's knackered, so we could do with probably bringing him off. Although we don't have a left back on the bench. I think Casey can come off, even though Maguire's probably the one that needs to come off. Fresno's not having a great time, so let's swap him with Paley. And then let's also move them up like that. Yeah. Right. 1-1, 63 minutes. Triple substitution. Never make a change at a corner. Headed away. Paley picks it up, loses it. Darcy deflected. Let's go positive as well, actually, and slightly more direct and slightly quicker. See if that helps. Need the difference of approach with Tony RDF. Wouldn't be as fun if they both approach things exactly the same way. 100%. You've got to have those that bit of balance. And we talk about it a lot today as well. We're talking about training in today's episode, and Aaron's obviously coming at it from an elite level perspective, whereas I'm like, so I manage at the levels where my players have to ask for not being given overtime on a Thursday. Like, is that going to affect our training? Like, you know, if someone's got to work the doors on a Friday, is that going to be a problem? So, Bogger. Adebayo again. Oh. Come on, boys. What can we do? Gonna have to go for a second striker, aren't we? Oh. Oh no. Treat United posted yesterday that player has to leave the team because he's got a new job. That's an inbox item in FM. Absolutely you do. Absolutely. That's 100% got to be a thing. Damn it. I mean, 3-1 down against Chesterfield. 4 points behind Crewe now. I think we're slowly starting to realise just how much pressure is involved in this playoffs push. But doesn't mean it's over. Doesn't mean it's over. Here comes Malcolm. We've got 5 minutes left as well. Things aren't going to help though, to be honest. Smashing the ball over the top. I appreciate the idea of taking the chance, but here comes Malcolm. Ball's over the top. There's Perkins. Oh, he's got it. Right, okay. Perkins is back in. Lintott, he's the man there, isn't it? Great header. Malcolm dinks it over. Perkins is away. 3 goals in 3 games is that for Perkins now? Where is it? If he hadn't have broken his ankle all season, where would we have been? Like we've said it's cliche that he's like a new signing, but he genuinely is like a new signing. I mean, it's a weak penalty shout, isn't it? But I'm going to call for it. Come on, this game's not over just yet. Johnny Edge. Oh, Paley's offside. Paley's offside. What's happening now? Smacked over. Hang on, we've got one more roll of the dice, I think. Let's consider Johnny Edge off. Let's put Oscar Thorne on as a target. See if that works. Might not be enough. We might not actually get anything. Surely he wasn't just faking that injury. Imagine if he was, though. Oh. Evening, Woolrich. How are you, pal? Missed a few nights. Where's Oggy? Injured or sold? Suspended is what he is. He got himself red carded in the last match. Stupid bugger. Scored the goal that won us the game, then got himself straight red carded. So we're also now, as you can see, into stoppage time in stoppage time. It's not quite enough to get 3 points against Chesterfield, but never mind. Close. Sonny Perkins is back though. He's back with a bang. Seeing well stocked with goal scorers though. Yeah, I think so. I think it's just that where we are and where we're struggling is defence. When we said we didn't think we bought top level defenders, and it's definitely showing at this point. But this is the man right now. This is the man of the moment. Old Sonny Perkins here. He's only played 4 games all season. The first game he played, he broke his ankle, and then he's come back and he's scored 3 goals in 3 games. So Sonny's straight back in, giving it big guns. When's our next match? Our next match is Rochdale in 3 days' time. So the games are coming thick and fast. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. 9 games to go. 46 game season. 4 points behind Crew. If we get into that 3rd position, we play Crew on the final day of the season as well. Imagine that. Imagine if it comes down to that moment. It could do. It's FM. It could do. I don't think we change the tactic. I think we stay as we are. I think everything seems pretty handy. Cass is right. All about the narrative. All about the narrative. Okay? Let's just stick with this. Okay? We know what's happening right now. Earlier on in the stream, everyone was like, we're fine, we're going up. I think we all still agree with that. Yeah? There's no need to panic just yet. If we get to 5 games to go, that's when we can start being like, oh, maybe not. Rogie, look at that, would be a superb signing. Yes, he would. He'd be brilliant. He came through our youth system. You know, he's one of us, but they're just not letting him come back to home, you know? 2 more games for Aguero, for Aguero. 3 games. Not breaking out the spare underpants just yet. Yet. As I say, 46 game season. 37 games played so far. Let's wait until we get to 42 games. Then we'll start deciding whether or not we need to panic. But at the minute, I think we're doing all right. In fact, you know what? Let's put Swarby on, actually, because he's fit. Where are Rochdale in the league? Where am I looking? Rochdale even in? They've got 22nd. Right. A little bit of switching around. Tracy made the mistake, didn't he, in the last match? Let's pop him in there. Evening, LA. How are you? Bobby Fresno needs a rest, so Mordner can come in. Calvin Malcolm played all right, actually. But maybe let's put Johnny Edge out there. He needs to start getting himself some goals, I think. Raspberry's on the bench as well. Actually, let's put Raspberry on. Edge can come back on in a bit. Bobby Fresno's getting games. Bobby Fresno is getting games, Lama. He's doing well. He's also being headhunted by teams back in Ireland, so he might end up leaving if some big money comes in. But I'd rather he doesn't. I'd rather he stays. We just have to rest him at this point because he's obviously had quite a lot of games going on right now. So we'll rest him for this one against Rochdale. Get him fit for quote-unquote more important games as we go 1-0 down. Just at that moment I'm saying we'll rest him and we'll bring him back in an important match. 1-0 down after 4 minutes. Gusto Jones. Ball's up. Keeper's positioning's dreadful. What's he doing all the way out there? Oh dear. Oh dear. That's not good, is it? Unpicked by a set play. Raspberry, great ball. Perkins. Oh, needed all the touches in the world apparently. What are you playing at, Sonny? Just put your foot through it. Score another one. Heads over the top. There's a clip to complain about on Twitter. Yeah, I guess so. But then again, you see goalkeepers really badly positioned in real life, don't you? Like Pickford the other day was in a ridiculous position, and you'd already have people complaining about that on FM, wouldn't you? Like, why is my goalkeeper stood out here? It's like, I don't know. But he's a goalkeeper on defend as well, so it's not like I've got him as a goalkeeper on, like a sweeper keeper on defend or sweeper keeper on attack or something. It's just his starting position's bad. It happens. You know, maybe his anticipations a little bit off, or decision making. Maybe it's early in the game. Maybe he's not quite with it. Maybe he doesn't think the ball's going to go in and it's going to be that decent a cross and that decent a header. Perkins trying to make something happen. But you're right, Cass. If I was a complainer, that's exactly what I'd be doing. I'd be putting that on Twitter now and going like, goalkeepers are broken. Rather than go, nah, it happens. Perkins. Ooh. There we go. Give the ball to Perkins. Get him playing. Speed the game up a little bit. I need to work out what Crew are doing. 0-0 with Stockport. Mediocre players make mistakes. Yeah. And also, top class players make mistakes as well. Gilchrist with a header at the back post. Cardan, every time I lose points, the game is definitely broken. It would be if you listen to some people in the community. 100%. And that's the thing. If you're brand new into this stream, we are very different. We don't tend to sit and complain about things. It's not like, oh, that doesn't work, that's broken. We just get on with it. We have fun. Like, it's just a video game. Like, not taking it personally. It's just is what it is at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Can't control it, and who cares? It's just a bit of fun, a bit of entertainment. If I don't win 4-0, the game is bugged because I'm clearly the best player of the game with the best possible squad in the league, despite the fact of being predicted third from bottom. It's a fair point. It's a fair point. Oh no. Uh-oh. Missed the header. He's misjudged it. It's fine. We've got that high line. But we are dropping back as well on that high line, so sometimes we'll miss our headers there, but happy with the passing. Let's get a bit more. Yeah, let's keep that high line for now, but I think maybe we have to possibly, let's go add a bit more in there. Who's injured? Lintop. Okay, Oscar Thorne comes on at right back. Maguire's struggling a bit as well for fitness. We have to bring another centre midfielder on. Probably Hackney, actually, to be honest. Frozen Luffy was playing dead space and the scripting failed, causing everyone to just T-posed forever. Obviously a bug, but it was the creepiest thing in the game. Yeah, see, now that, yeah, that's an actual thing though to be upset about. Not like, oh yeah, I think this run path is weird, which, you know, that's what some people think. Oh, I can't believe that my bad player has made a mistake. I can't believe these good players keep doing really good things. Raspberry. Was it back for Perkins? Knocking the developer's door if I lose a game. Happened about 300 times now. My best friends. Yeah, they're good like that, aren't they? They're very they like the interaction. Raspberry, Casey, Raspberry, Morna. And the thing is, like, what we've got to consider as well with FM is that we get access to the developers far more than other games do. You know, like we can reach out to them on social media pretty easily. A lot of other games don't let you have that level of contact. Mordner goes for it. Oh! Harvey Mordner, there we're going. Right, we're wondering where his goals have been all season. Harvey Mordner, the baller. The man who's brought in to replace Renford Raspberry. Cuts inside on his right foot, bends it in. That's why we play him inverted. So he comes back inside. Great finish. Onside, of course, as well. Great strike. Now it looks like Woking playing. That's the question. I don't think Woking are playing, but Crewe are 2-0 up against Stockport, so that moves them further. So it's still 4 points away from ourselves. Imagine a streamer having that match. Liverpool, Leicester last season. What happened in that game? I don't know, I'm not massively, you know me, I don't really follow the Premier League a great deal, so remind me of what happened. Was that the one with the own goals? Am I right in thinking there was one with the own goals? Carden, I love the game. Normally get a really good start, but then I'm starting to struggle. I have no idea what to change and what to do. I'm stuck at tactics. But what we found, the 1-0 win in Leicester where Lookman slapped one goal in despite Liverpool bombarding the Leicester box. Oh yes. It was like a proper FMing, I presume. Or I guess the actual definition of counter-attack, really, isn't it? Soak up the pressure and hit on the break. Smegan, appreciate the follow. Very kind. Oh, giving the ball away. That's fine. Leicester had one shot on target. It was a goal. But that's just clinical, isn't it? That's clinical. But you're right to feel aggrieved, though, if it happens to you. 2 points behind Woking now. Okay, Liverpool missed a penalty, missed a rebound from the penalty, 10 shots on target. Yeah, that sounds like you get angry at that point. You'd have to be like, that can't just be one of those days. But that's real life, though. You can get angry at real life. This is just a video game. This isn't real. None of this is real. Just relax. Let it just, let it be. Just be part of it. Just have fun. We're all here. We're all enjoying stuff. Come back on Sunday when we're in the 90s, struggling with Sunderland, and I'm going, well, who do I go to when I've been sacked halfway through? That's the only consideration with Sunderland, being like, if we set our stall out with a one-club save, then we're really in trouble, because Sunderland does not tend to go well for us. Am I saying it's not real? I'm not saying it's not real. 3-week injury for Aguero. Football is what's fake. Exactly, Carradine. Football is definitely fake. Lost a cup game in my save, conceding in the 93rd and 94th minute. Oh, I mean, here's a weird thing to say, and people who've been following me for a long time will agree, and they'll understand where I'm coming from here. I quite like conceding in the 93rd and 94th minute, because I think that makes a really great story. Be like, yeah, of course you've conceded in those moments. Like, that's, they always say like, oh, you couldn't write it. That's exactly how you'd write it. If you were making a film, that's exactly how you'd write it. And I like that, because I think that plays better for us to be sitting there going, oh, we've lost in the 94th minute. Like our FA Trophy last season with Oxford, it was 0-0 against relegated Gateshead, right? We won the title. Gateshead were relegated. It was 0-0. We scored in the 115th minute of extra time to win 1-0. And it was our third shot on target or something. And that was like the third shot on target of anybody in that match. It was dreadful. It was the worst FA Trophy of all. There was so many shots. I think we both had about 20 shots each, but no one actually hit the target. And we scored with, I think, the third shot on target. So it was just horrendous. Barton, question for the chat, because I have a dilemma. I can either be a good dad or give a team a chance. Oh, now. What do you mean? What do you mean, Barton? Explain that a bit more. I've been watching a tier 10 team so far this season. They've only lost 3 on a Saturday and are in a semi-final. My son wants to go. His record of watching them is played 3, won 2, lost 2. Do I take him or make him an excuse? Take him. Gotta take him. Gotta take him to the game, surely. Unfortunately, he does have to learn that losing sometimes happens. Although if he's already noticed that losing happens, then at least he's fine with it. We all know what you should do. We all know what you'd like to do. Yeah, Lulu Booster's right. Welcome in, Lulu Booster. Good to have you back as always. Always take the wee man to football when you have the chance. Yeah, like we'd let it take ours, but they've not got the attention span for it, to be honest. There's no chance at all if they got the attention span for football. Richie Sunderland save going well. Top with about 12 games to go. Got the quarterfinals of the League Cup, the 5th round of the FA Cup with a winnable tie. Building for next season and signed an 18-year-old Ashley Cole. There we go. To replace Mickey Gray. Interesting. Kid's been interested in a while. Interesting to hear that level is rare, it seems, so I'd take him. 100%. Cass is right. Like if they're wanting to just spend time with you as a dad, that's cool. And just take in football, that's cool. But it's better than them being like, oh, I want a Borussia Dortmund kit, or I want a Man City kit. Ooh. Liverpool kit. Like, nah, get them on the local stuff. Well, Gray's first choice. Cole's got a lot of development. Yeah, oh, that's a fair point. That's a fair point, actually, yeah. Make sure there's no mobile phones inside condoms inside the training ground, actually. All right, yeah. Can't believe... Sometimes I need to read the chat before I say it out loud, don't I? I keep forgetting this is being broadcast. Especially after everything else I spoke about with comedy early on. You know, I'm a bit like, oh yeah, I need to make sure I know what I'm saying. Why is Charlie Lennon injured again? Is there anything that this guy... Like, does he just not want to play football? Is he... Right. I'm sorry, Charlie, but you've been injured most of the season. This is where he's come. So he came here, right? Since he's been with us, torn hamstring, 2 months, 3 weeks, pulled knee ligaments, 3 days, bruised ankle, 1 day, tight thigh. Like, I think we get rid in the summer, or maybe even now if we can. I don't know if we can even. I don't know if it's even a thing. I know I'm hoping I get loads of injuries on Football Manager, but maybe it's true to life after all. Absolutely stealing a living. You're right. Let's boost him out there. Right, go on. Be very interested in speaking to clubs. Good. I'm sure you would be. See if we can get him gone before the transfer windows closes. Newport County. At home. Fresno can come back in, I think, on the bench. Blenkinsop's wanted by York. Is he gonna make it next season? I'm not sure. Usually offer the players a new contract instead of talking to them. Yeah, do that as well. But this guy, we don't want him. We don't want to be talking to. We want him out the door, really. Tapeworm London. Was anyone noticing the inevitable contract requests? All players seem to back down as soon as you speak to them. I was going to speak to you about my contract, but now I've spoken to him. I feel much better about it. I can't say I've ever seen that, actually. As much this season. I know it happened a lot last year. I think because of the fact that we haven't quite got to the situation where players are looking beyond 1 year, really. I think we've managed to avoid it so far, but for anyone who manages at a higher level than we do, then yes, I think people maybe would notice it a little bit more. But down here, Like, our players are like, is it true that the Asda are opening up a new branch somewhere else? That's the sort of conversations we have. Like, is it true that the garage is closing and I might have to leave? Like, you know. F23. What skin are we using? We're using the Tato skin at the minute, and we're also using FM Stags custom views. So get some loads of great stats in there as well to highlight if you're a bit of a stats head. Things like progressive passes per 90 minutes, pivot, like tilt tables and stuff, pivot tilts, all that sort of info in there. We've got all that with the with Stags views. Stuff that's in the game but isn't in the default skin. Great ball through. More now. 1-0. There we go. Welcome in, by the way, Foot Newsy. Nice to have you in. We have downloaded a Moneyball skin as well, which I've not got my head around Moneyball yet in terms of like how to actually do it on stream. But then I almost think that we play it in a sense anyway, because we always scout, so we have attribute masking on regardless. So although we're not sort of able to look at the attributes in game, we still don't buy blind. We maybe don't do it as stat heavy as Moneyball would be. Maybe that's next year's save, possibly, or maybe we just keep with British Steel. Maybe that's our thing. I think we mentioned that last week, didn't we? Do we stick with British Steel, or do we move it to like sort of another part of Europe, possibly? Beyond Ultra game and the open top bus parade is ready just in case we win the next game. It's maybe a thing, isn't it, Beyond? Maybe. Just need to keep this going. Sondra, did you see Clates' video on selling players? Could be useful in the Moneyball save. I haven't actually, no, I must admit, I haven't seen that yet. So we'll have a little nosy on it. European Steel. That's what we'll do, yeah. Brexit ball. Refuse to buy any players from Britain. Quite interested in Moneyball concept. The Cult of has a cracking Moneyball save. Oh, he has. It's just incredible content. He's absolutely doing it justice. Because that's the thing. Like, people say, "Oh, I want to do a Moneyball save," and they maybe do like 3 months of Moneyball, and then they realise, oh, actually, I need to have like a year's worth of data before I can even consider doing stuff. And the Cult of, obviously, the fact that he's from a football background, understands it well, and the content itself is really, really well done. Yeah, it's just cracking, really, really cracking. And I love the Burton DNA thing he's doing as well, which again is just like a really interesting angle for those people who say that Let's Plays can't be done on YouTube. They absolutely can. They just need a little bit more of an angle to make them a bit interesting, and that's, he's doing a great job with it. Good content will always work. Doesn't matter what it is, good content will always work. And regularity, and that's partly where I fall down. My YouTube regularity is a bit of an issue. I usually call it buy low, sell high. That's what a lot of people seem to think it means. Yeah, that's the thing, Woodger. I think people don't fully understand it. Like, oh, well, I'll get this player on cheaper wages. Paley with a goal. I'll get this player on cheaper wages, and that'll be it. Or I'll reduce his contract. It's not quite what it is, but you're right. It's what you do in lower leagues, really. You're trying to buy wins. You want to work out, go, right, what is going to get me those wins? Is it going to be, like we looked at the 30 grand to buy a Guru? Is 30 grand going to be, is it worth spending 30 grand? Is he going to get us those goals? Is it worth spending 100 grand on Johnny Edge? Is that going to be the thing that gets us into the playoffs? Like, it's calculated risks, and it's not just looking at, buying like top quality players. It's looking at players who can just add something that, your club hasn't got. Great finish, as you say, by Paley, Cass. Should have a setting mode where you can simulate the first year. It'd be cool to have some variation at the beginning. We can, yeah. Well, without having to go on vacation. I guess you could take the untick the use real fixtures button. But do you mean like you want the league different? Because otherwise, yeah, you're gonna have to sim the first season. I always play with, if I'm playing offline, I'll always restrict the first transfer window as well, because I don't think that, for me, everyone's already done their business. So then going and adding more players in is just not a thing. Like, I just leave it as it is. That, you're right, that is very, very tight now. 1 point separates us, Crew, and Walking, and look at that. We've got 5 goals on Walking, 10 on Crew. Ooh, it's going to get tight, isn't it? It's going to get very tight. Moneyball's really about an ultra-driven, data-driven approach to recruitment, not scouting, and FM equivalent, no attributes, purely look at output metrics, incomes from baseball. Yeah, agreed. And now that those attributes and those stats, the actual physical stats, are now available in-game, then now it's doable to start doing that sort of Moneyball style approach. It's definitely an interesting thing to do. As I say, I don't fully understand it myself, so I don't know whether I'd be able to do a save like that justice. Although it'd be funny to watch me try. Sondre, you'd see some new teams in each league, some players had transferred and so on. Yeah, I get that. But I suppose you could just do that anyway, couldn't you? Really. Here's our youth intake: Fantamade Yamiogo, central defender, 14 for jumping reach, 6 foot at 16. French lad, 17 for determination, 14 for work rate, 10 for technique. He's not too bad. Good composure. Gary Wilcox, 15 for determination, crossing of 8 at 15. He might get a little bit better, maybe. Balance isn't very good. Work rate and vision are quite poor, so maybe not a player for the future. Gary Drymond as well. I'm not really feeling him. Well, the teamwork's good. 10 for work rate. He's sort of got that little triangle: work rate, teamwork, determination. Bit meh. Haji Fontana, handling, eccentricity, 14. Oh God, no. No. Luke Hannafin. Okay, now we're talking. 14 finishing, 14 first touch, 12 off the ball, 14 teamwork, 14 technique, 6'8" at 15. Wow. Unbelievable. Okay. Maybe he's a player mind. Heading of 5. Doesn't need heading. He's got first touch of 14. Brings it down. He could be all right, actually. Mohammed Starkey. He's the first player who's got a lot of like sort of attributes over 10. There's definitely room for him to grow, as Cass is saying there, in terms of being a player. So yeah, he might be the jewel in the rough at this point. Jay Cutler, 14 for crossing, bravery 16, aggression 14, fitness 18. I mean, if he could just get a little bit more going on. Set piece expert, possibly. Marking, passing, acceleration's only 8 though. Not brilliant. Wasn't he a quarterback? He was a quarterback. Lorenzo Polina, centre half from Aylesbury, 14 for leadership, 10 for tackling, 12 for work rate, 19 for aggression. God. Segun Mohammed, 14 for acceleration, not really much else. Teamwork's good. Evening, Danny Emu. How are you, pal? Welcome in. Joe Cook. There's nothing there with Joe Cook, sadly. William Segun. Decision making, positioning. First touch, DLP. Despite the fact he's got no vision. So, Polina was the best ref. Kalina was the best ref. Massimiliano Gatti. Not quite. 6'2" at 15. We've got some big lads, haven't we? Sam Smith. 10 for crossing. Not really much else. Quite aggressive. Chardonnay Lamanza. What a name. Jewel in the crown, diamond in the rough. Get it right, teacher. Okay, I understand. I understand. Darrell Webb. Poor balance. Could be okay. Off the ball maybe needs to do a little bit better. Hello, Josh Daly. Welcome in. Nice to see you. Hope life's treating you good, buddy. 15 for aggression, 17 determination, 13 teamwork. Not a bad set. I'd say it's good. They're saying it's good. Let's put Charlie Lennon on the transfer list, actually, because he obviously he would rather not play football. He'd rather be injured all the time, clearly. So let's deal with that. Also, as well, what was the positioning like on the 6'8" lad? Let's have a look. 6'8" lad could be positioning 7. Should really sort of like highlight the whole thing there for Chardonnay Lamanza is one of the best names. It's a great new gen name, isn't it? I mean, yeah, 6'8" at 15. He's got something. He's got something. Deep lying forward, the reckoning for the for him. Possibly, it's been mentioned as well in there as well. The Enganche could be an option. He'll be winning the header at the wrong spot. yeah. Well, he won't even be winning the header. He'll be jumping for it, but his heading's crap. So he'll be in the wrong spot, jumping high, not making connection with the ball. Frankie Maguire's out for a couple of days. We can always teach him positioning. Yeah. I guess if we just aim it for him, then it doesn't really matter where his positioning is, because we'll just work on players who can cross better. Go on, seriously, cross it to that massive bloke. Like, if you can't hit him, he's the target. If you can't hit him, what are you doing? Get these players signed up. Flappy giraffe in the middle. Right, so things are starting to get a bit tight at this point now. Okay, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games to go. We've got an hour. We've got an hour left on the stream. Can we get it done? Can we get it done? Youth candidates have been signed. Great. Fantamadi Yamiogo is now naturalised. French, Marleyan, English. Yeah, makes complete sense, right? Oxford Cup Park Company with a guru. No. Let's get a guru on a new deal, shall we? £3,000 we're paying him. He wants less. Easy. Plus he wants a wage rise as well. Drama level has increased. The storyline is being written. Isn't it just? How much? 25% of 2.5. That's probably about the same, isn't it? Yeah. No new contract for Swarby. Well, we don't know much about Swarby yet. He's only here just to see us in the through the season. Aguero's contract is being written as we speak. He might as well sign it now. He's not got any games to play with, being suspended. There'll be some players that we can just cut, obviously, towards the end of the season. Chevron, we need Chevron in. Still not letting them come. Understandable. Alright, let's see. Transfer deadlines here. Let's see if I can get anybody out the door, shall we? Because I think we've got a couple of players that aren't going to be used, really. Duffy. See if anyone wants him. Owen Burns wanted by Leyton Orient. I mean, he's sort of good enough, really. I think he's probably good enough to have around. Reluctant to sell him. Paul Tracy's not been good when he's come in, has he? 19 games, 6.89. Bourne's only played 8 games. McKinley, can we get him out the door yet? Trying not to sell players, but second half experiment, Lee Clark. Second half wing back and what on right hand side? I still can't believe Lee Clark went to Sunderland that time. Would you? Were you saying that those one of those Arsenal lads had gone to Elgin? Was that in game or in real life? It must be in game, surely. Talking there, Rich is saying that. What are we talking? Wonder how long before SI take the next logical step and replace the attribute screen purely with data. I mean, I think the fact that there's still a lot of casual gamers will be the answer there for attributes will still be there. I can't see them getting rid of it, to be honest. I think it's very much going to be here to stay. And they can get all the Opta data in there, but how's Eddie Howe doing in the universe? Don't know. No idea. We're 2031, so he's probably gone. He's managing England. There you go. He's managing England. So he's done decent enough. And there's that Edric lad. Look. See? He's a player there. Currently playing at Arsenal. So there you go. See, Johnny Madhead, for some reason I'm still drawn to him. I know we shouldn't be, but let's not. In real life, how do scouts feedback? Simple, good, great, shit on number scale. From what I understand, there's like and RDF will be able to tell you if you chat to him now, because obviously he's now got himself a scouting position. From what I understand, it's meant to be there's like a sort of like a matrix and a plot point, and you just sort of tick off where you think these people fall within that. So it's not quite you give them like a score out of 10, really, I guess. Stig FM, welcome in. Appreciate the raid. Hope you're well, pal. How was your stream? Nice to have you in. It's very kind. Thank you for that. Yeah, so I understand that they sort of have it plotted on a matrix sort of thing, and then go from there, really, and try to sort of like, right, out of 10, roughly, what do you think this guy is? Yeah, so RDF got himself a job with Dinamo Tbilisi. believe it or not. Genuinely true. Genuinely true. We interviewed a guy called Jakub a few weeks ago on the podcast, who's a scout at Tbilisi, and the club got in touch with Aaron straight after and just went, "Are you interested in doing some work for us as well?" And yeah, he was like, "Yeah, all right, yeah, okay, let's get it done." So he's managed to get that. Charlie Lennon injured again. Seriously, he's made of glass, this boy. Absolutely useless. Did I not get asked? No. I wouldn't get asked. You got to look at things like RDF does, like tactics videos and recreations and things like that. So, you know, it's much more up RDF's street than me. Like, if they were to look for someone to, you know, create narrative out of their team's performances and, you know, sort of be like, "Oh, you know what? Do you think, Tony, there's any way that we can make this title running look really difficult?" Then I'd probably get to do that. But I think, yeah, in terms of actual analysis and scouting, yeah, they ain't gonna hire me. I'm not part of that conversation at this point. Honestly, one of the most knowledgeable people in football, I'd say, knows what he's talking about. He does indeed. He 100% knows what he's talking about. So, and that's the thing, you know. He's been given that opportunity because he's created this whole body of work down in YouTube with the podcast now, and with streaming, that when those links come up, you know, he spoke to Lee Scott loads of times as well, who's obviously been a big inspiration for him. So it's just been great to see him actually get the work done and then get those opportunities. And yeah, now he's off working with Dinamo Tbilisi. So it's all great. It's excellent stuff for him. And he's still the podcast as well for now. So that's cool. Welcome, Dark Rift Horror Films. How are we? Welcome in. How's the stream tonight? What were you playing? Were you co-oping? Where are they located? Tbilisi is Georgia, I believe. Georgia in Europe, not Georgia in the States. So, yeah, no, welcome in. Hope life is good. We should probably give you a wee shout out there as well, by the way. So that's our Dark Rift Horror, by the way, is my brother and sister-in-law's, sister-in-law's film company. So drop them a wee follow. If you can do it, that'd be pretty cool. We have got, we think, about 6 or 7 games until the end of the season. We might get promoted, we might not. We don't know. It's possible we can. And I think what we should do is we should trial these players who are going to be being released. And we're planning for Sunday, where we're doing a 12-hour stream on Sunday night, because it's our 2-year Twitch anniversary on Sunday, so that'll be quite cool. We figured, let's go and do that, you know, try it out, do some daft things. We're gonna manage in a 90s database. We're gonna potentially end up buying a football club at the end of it, you know what I mean? So that's if it goes the way that we're expecting. So we'll have like some sort of sub goals and stuff. We've got some channel point redemptions, we've got some Finder's crispy pancakes, we've got some soda streams, all that sort of stuff. So we're going to start, when the time we start and when's Coolio's set. So we're going to start around at 12:30 in the afternoon. We're going to finish at 12:30 in the evening. And Coolio is going to be part of the stream via hologram at 9. So yeah, we'll get to the bottom as well as to whether or not Denise Van Houten killed him, or whether or not it was just, you know, gang related, or whether it was health. We haven't really worked it out yet. Denise Van Houten is the main suspect in all this, by the way, because she's not here to defend herself. I can't even try and explain how that happened in last week's stream. So yeah, someone in the chat suggested that we get Coolio perform during this 90s inspired stream, and we were like, had to sort of tell them that Coolio died. Coolio died a while ago, and they were like, what? And then obviously, me being me, I just Okay, well, I just went off on one. And I had a great time. And everyone in the chat's going, I think Tony's lost it. Tony's absolutely lost it. And then later on the stream, I started looking around thinking, well, Denise Van Outen hasn't been seen at the same time as Coolio, so started to suggest that there was some sort of beef between the pair of them. And she's not come out and said that she didn't kill him. So that's essentially my legal defence is she's never said that she didn't kill him, rather than she's not guilty. And there's also no suggestion that she did. I was like, but she's never suggested that she didn't. So, that's where we're at. I'm not saying I'm a legal expert, but that's how I've started it so far. So welcome is what I'm trying to say, by the way. If you're brand new, a lot of this probably won't make much sense. But at the same time, it makes all the sense. Okay, so we've got this game now against Forest Green away. Okay, as I say, 7 games to go. 6 games to go, 7 games to go. Ricky Jade's at Forest Green. We don't want it to be set where Ricky Jade is going to get the goal that sets us back. We're in 4th position, okay, on 71 points. Crew and I think is it Morecambe? Woking are on 73. Well, we're on 71, they're on 72. We've all got 1 point because we're all playing now. And look at that goal difference. We're 5 goals better off than Woking and 10 goals better off than Crew. There's 6 games to go. And that puts us 1-0 up. Casey with the header there. That's what you want, a nice early goal, right? Gets you on your way a little bit. Here we go. 7-0 for Beyond Ultra. Oof. Crushing it, pal. James Thought says Cooley only died at the end of the year. Granham nearly gets himself a goal. It's 8. Have they even turned up? I don't think they have they? Oh, look at this. We're currently sat 3rd. Crew have scored. We were 2nd for literally a few seconds. We play Crew on the final day of the season as well, by the way, so it could well be that if it gets to the final game and that's when the decider, then that'll be it. Raspberry with a header. Yes, we've got a player called Raspberry. Renford Raspberry as well, if you're unfamiliar with the players that we've got. So first half pretty decent, we'll take that. I say 6 games left to navigate, and then if we finish in the top 3, that means we're promoted at the first time of asking in League 2. That'd be huge. We're expected to finish around about mid-table, probably where Forest Green are right now, and then we're currently flying up near the top. So Lulu Booster, battery's getting low. See you on Sunday for the 90s extravaganza. Absolutely, Lulu Booster, we'll see you Sunday. Pleasure having you in as always. Do remember to bring your crispy pancakes and any Sara Lee desserts that you've got. 9-0 now for Ultra. I think I'm starting to smell some sort of like shenanigans at this Ultra. 9-0. What on earth has gone on? Have you been feeding dodgy lasagna pre-match to your opposition? Insane result. That'll do. Headed away. Oof. Keep Ricky Jade quiet, don't we? Morden's not having a great game out on the left wing. Time for Fresno to come back in, I think. We'll change Paley for Johnny Edge. Oh. Perkins launches it. Do we bring Paley off? Paley's on a 6.5. Perkins on a 6.7, but he's starting to tire a little bit. Nicolosi, and how are you, pal? Gone back to Wales for the Willie's little 7th job. Curate egg with boar and wood. Nice. Good work. Bournemouth's a good team to play on FM, to be honest. I think they seem to have a reasonable setup. And they're a pretty decent club in real life as well. You know? So I wouldn't be against them. Oh, Davison. Oh dear. Oh dear. Granham's being caught out in the left back though. Let's get the edge on. The drop points keeps us fourth. It's not quite what we want. Perkins with a corner. Whips it in, headed away. Thorne. Raspberry. Cut it back. No idea how we didn't get that ball in. 7 minutes to go. Head away, Lintop. Back out. Counter-attack's on. Challenged by Maguire. Here we go. Kaboppo up over the top. Fresno's chasing. Wins it back. Well played, Fresno. There's the edge. Oh. Right, change of formation. Two up top, see if that works. Here's Raspberry. Ball's through, Fresno's pulled it down. Oh, nearly. 11-2? Unbelievable. Gaboppo. Perkins, offside. That's probably enough. Well, it's 4 minutes of injury time, though. They're just going to play out now, aren't they? Point's not dreadful. Like, we can't, respect the point. That's what we say. Get the ball forward. Gilchrist into nobody. Might get worse, actually, here. Davison over the top. High and wide. We probably edged it. Probably should have done better than that. Respect the point. 11-2. 11-2 is a ridiculous score. Ultra. That's ridiculous. Mathematically, we're not out of this, obviously. I guess we just keep going. We've already passed that, finishing the top half. Trophy count is currently 14 out of 35. I mean, double the closing. That's what you've got now. You've got double what we've got. We've only got 7 so far. Villa have just spanked Chelsea 6-1. Look at that. In the Papa John's, well, it's the under 21, so it doesn't really count. Leclosian won the Vanarama National, beat Colchester on penalties in the FA Trophy semi, but soiled the sleeping arrangements. 1-0 in the final. Put this in the Discord to show the madness of the result. Yeah, stick it in the your saves bit, Ultra. Let us all see this, because this is incredible. 11-2. The fans have been thoroughly entertained in that match, I think. Thoroughly entertained. We're not looking at any players just yet for who we might sign, who we might not sign, because we don't know what division we're going to be in next season. We can't get ourselves too carried away just yet. Although, I'd like to think we're going to be in League One. I'd like to think that. Could we do it? Who still believes? I still believe. 5 games. Keep looking at the clock down there. Half an hour to go. We can get this done. Might go slightly later than the midnight, but if we go up, do we need to move? It's a question we ask, isn't it, Zar? Because it's not inconceivable we can do back-to-backs. You know, the way that the leagues are set up. It's 2 playoffs, there's 2 promotion spots, and there's playoffs. Might be tricky. We could strike while the iron's hot and be like, right, take our good form with us. I guess that's something to discuss on that's what we need to discuss on Friday. You know what I mean? Probably get hit with 100 rules broken and get sent down to tier 100. Nah. Break 100 rules, then nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to happen. We know that. Right. Oxford are big enough to sustain a League One promotion push, budgets-wise. We don't know. We're not spending all of our money at the minute. We're on 62 grand wage budget. We're only spending 65. Maybe the boards sell up a little bit and we get a bit extra money in. Who knows? Maybe we make some smart recruitment. Maybe we bring in some good free transfers or some interesting loans. Maybe that 6'5", 6'8", 15-year-old does what he needs to do. It's all ifs, buts and maybes at the minute, though, isn't it? That's the problem. We don't really know. And I guess that's the joy of it, you know? Because we don't know. Who knows? I think if we leave if we go up, there'll be many bigger teams. There will be. But remember, we also have to go down at some point as well. We still got to go and get those lower teams. And is it now? When do we start that sort of like switch to Scotland? Got to do that. Scotland, Wales. Do we get those things done? That'd be my question. I don't really know where we go next. Friday's stream is going to be a lot of weighing up stuff. I think it's going to be it's going to be a discussion stream on Wednesday, I think. What do we do? Where do we go? Because again, we're not going to be 100% sure what jobs are even going to be available. You know? Might be sitting there going like, all right, you know, let's move to Scotland. There wasn't a Scotland job available, hence why we're in Oxford. But we wanted to go to Scotland. So maybe we look around and think, okay, what's the next job? It could be that we end up, as JM's suggesting, we could maybe end up with a bigger club in League One. You know, that would be the thing. If you get like someone like, for example, I don't know, say someone like Blackburn or Hull are in League One, that's a bigger draw, isn't it, than Oxford? You would think they're set up to go as the favourites. Or we just push on with Oxford and see how far this team can go. You know, could this team push to the Championship? Would we like to see that? I think we'd all like to see it. Could this team win the Papa John's? That's probably what we've got to think. Oh, Paley puts it wide. That's probably what we've got to think. Could this team win the Papa John's next year? Because you don't get to play in the Papa John's winning the Championship. So we'd need to look at that with the League One side. So that's for consideration. Yes, it would be fun taking this team all the way. Paley heads it wide again. It would be fun. I mean, look how tight this is. Rotherham just behind us as well. Almost don't want to push too much in case we get caught out. There's Chukwuemeka. They beat us last time, I think, as well. So again, we don't want to be dropping points at this stage of the season. Blakey with the ball in. It'll be Fresno at the back post, and there's Gabopo. Gets his first goal for the club. Great time to do so. At the back post. Fresno does well. Keeper's flapping all over the place. No idea what's going on there. Good finish from Gabopo. And where does that put us? For now, that moves us up to second. Notice we're not even thinking about Cambridge. They're 10 points clear. Nobody cares what Cambridge are doing at this point. Let them go and win the title. Yeah, they've got that sewn up. Here's Johnny Edge. 100 grand's worth of player who just puts the ball out for a throw in. That was a decent clip, actually. That's fine, over the top. Perkins, I'm starting to feel a tiny sense of nerves. Oxford and Cambridge going up together sounds a little bit Range Rover. Does a bit, doesn't it? The Tory takeover. What a goal that is. Oh. That is stunning. Look at this. Wonderful football. Fresno. Great ball through. Johnny Edge pulls it back. And there's Paley. 2-0. What's going on in the other games? Cambridge 3-0 up against Rochdale. That's fine. We can't see what's happening. 3. Gilchrist. Here we go. Beyond Ultra's about to win the Swedish league by the look, the Danish league, sorry, by the looks of it. Crew losing 2-0 to Tranmere. Huge result. The fact that Rotherham are 5th and we're 3-0 up. That's massive. Here's Fresno. Back to Pally. It's 4. Edge putting out a place who wouldn't be marked to assist the second. You love to see it, yeah. It's like almost sort of good. It's just genius. It's the next level up, isn't it? Like, it looks like he's part of a betting syndicate, but actually he's like, you ain't going to mark me. It's fine. Got an idea. 4-0 up. This is great for the goal difference as well, which we don't really need because we've got more goals than anybody anyway, but good finish by Chukwuemeka. Offside. Perkins is the only one who's not got more than a 7 at this point. So 6.9. Yeah, it's way off. Woking, obviously, have got a result somewhere. Woking 1-0 up against Morecambe. Remember, 3rd is enough. 3rd is enough for promotion. 2nd would just be greedy. 3rd is definitely fine. Dixon, nice block. Here's Casey. Brings it back out on the counter-attack. Perkins, Fresno. Back inside for Casey. No urgency. Just keep the football, lads. We're all right. 4-0 up. 5 minutes to go. Johnny Edge. Back to Maguire. Casey with an effort. Casey, who normally plays centre-back, by the way. Playing midfield. Decided he's going to have a bit of a pop from there. Got himself all excited, didn't he? Just launch it. Well played. This is what the fans want. This is what the fans want. 4-0 in a huge match. Huge game. 5 more matches to go. So let's start ticking them off like, prison sentences. We've got ourselves a playoff spot. Oof. We're going up. We're going up, Hobbsy. How we go up, I don't know. But I'm pretty sure we're going up. Fleetwood Town next. They're 9th. Are they the best team that we play between now and the end of the season? Fleetwood in 9th, Tranmere 13th, Accrington 20th, Doncaster 16th, and then of course Crewe 4th on the final day of the season. That's what it's going to come down to. Could come down to that Crewe game. We said it was probably going to, didn't we? We said that's where we thought it was going to happen. 5 games. 5 games. Right, we all believe. Okay? Music's incredibly chilled out at this point, and it's just like, it's okay, it's fine, like, go for a bit of ASMR sort of thing. It's going to be lovely. No need to get too hyped up or anything yet. Just be grand. I'll promote, just say, oh yeah, I've been promoted, don't worry, it's not a problem. It would top off 3 excellent seasons. Because we've been, quite frankly, nothing short of incredible the last 3 seasons. I think we've sent the same team out. Aguiru's back. That's the big news. Aguiru is available on the bench. Just pop back in. Are we finishing the season tonight? Says Liam. It looks like it. We got 5 games to go, and then hopefully that'll be us automatically promoted. If we get the playoffs tonight, I won't play that tonight. That's going to be done on Friday, because I've got a feeling the way that with 5 games we're going to end up about 12:30, I reckon, at this rate. It's 25 to 12. I can't see us getting 5 games done in half an hour, so might take a little bit longer to get these games done, because I don't want to skip to key highlights either to get the most important matches over and done with. So the luck modifier will reset if you don't play them tonight. It might do, and that's something we've got to consider. Great header by Paley to get rid of that one though. I've got it, Gaffer. Extra bit of narrative there, isn't it? We could have won. We could have won if we'd have just kept playing. Gives us a talking point, doesn't it? But for now, let's just hope that we don't need the playoffs. Yeah? We are hoping for promotion tonight, Liam. Absolutely. Good ball at the top. Keeper's come for it. He's missed it. Oh dear. Oh dear. He has come for it. Let's go up tonight and not reset the luck modifier before the playoffs. I mean, well, we've slipped out of the automatic promotions just then, based purely on conceding, I believe. Blakey, Maguire. We have to make sure as well that our results are more important. We're going to have to try and stop looking at other teams. Oh, Johnny Edge has gone through. Oh, that's why we spent all that money on him. Now he starts to repay us. What a goal. Picks it up. Comes inside. Goes past 2 defenders. Bottom corner. The edge finds the corner. I'm not even sorry. So Crewe and Cambridge. Cambridge are beating Crewe. Come on, Cambridge. Never will we cheer Cambridge. Who's playing Woking? Woking are away. They're currently 0-0. So, at the minute, results are going our way. You two have the cutting edge. Do indeed. Could do with a player called Razor. We've got the Razor's edge as well. Johnny straight edge. Great ball through. There's Paley. Oh. It took the paint off the post as it went past. It's Port Vale versus Woking. Cambridge 2-0 up against Crewe. We're 1-1 against Fleetwood. I'm glad we've got a Guru on the bench because Paley's missed too many chances. Sign Billy Sharp. They have a Sharp edge up front. Well, there's already been talk about us signing a player called Christian, and we get Edge and Christian. So we could do that. I just need to stop dwelling on the ball. Let's maybe speed the play up a smidge. Go a little bit more direct. Well, standard passing, I suppose, rather than direct. Gabopo, Casey. Oh, he's undersold it. Oh, no. Why are we doing this to ourselves? We're shooting ourselves in the foot. Uh-oh. It's fine. This is the narrative button. This is the narrative button, remember? It's expected to happen like this. We'll be fine. There's the easy way, the hard way, and there's the TJ way, remember? Blakey with the ball in. Perkins headed away. Maguire tries to volley it from 20 yards. Blocked out. Here's Edge. Maguire. Tackled, actually, rather than fouled. Manners is a player that we looked at as well. We quite like him. Edge. Inside for Perkins. Corner. We'll get the ball to a Guru now. That's what we need. Blakey with a corner. Let's go positive actually as well. It's okay. No panicking yet. No panicking yet. Thorne. Edge. Goes straight past the players. He was not even there. Can't quite get the ball into a Guru, sadly. Hello, relax. How are you? British Steel's going well, thank you. We are 5 games, well, 4 and a bit games now, away from automatic promotion, although De Block's having a fantastic match for Fleetwood. He's already scored twice. 2 comical errors have gifted him goals. But we are still... It's going to go to the wire, we think, as to whether or not we get promoted. We're expected mid-table, so whatever happens, we've overachieved. As you can see here, we are in 3rd position on goal difference. And I'm not really looking at pushing on too much. I'm almost thinking 2-1 defeat, not the worst result. As stupid as that sounds, like we could still take that because Crewe aren't going to beat Cambridge. A draw would be fine. Take a draw. We don't have to be pushing on for 3 points at this point. What we need to work out though is when do we make a break for it, because they're looking very compact now. So now let's start trying to think. How do we pick our passes? Balls through for a Guru! What a goal. That's what we're capable of. That's what Oxford can do. TJ ball at its finest. Bobby Fresno over the top, and there's the man. He's had 3 games out because he got himself sent off. Comes on, does that. Fresno cuts inside, dinks it over the top. Aguero on the shoulder of the defender, first touch as well. Do you base your tactic off a preferred style, or do you assess each squad and suit to them? A bit of both, to be honest, Chunder. Like, I think realistically, I've got a kind of way that I like to play, but ultimately, if we haven't got the players for it, then we have to adapt and play more towards what the players are capable of. So we haven't got 2 great strikers here. As you can see, we're playing this 4-4-1-1. So I've got like a shadow striker because we haven't got 2 great strikers. We certainly haven't got 3 great strikers, so I can't play with a 3. So like, we've sort of had to build 2 DMs into the tactic because I wanted us to be a little bit more defensively solid. So we've had to buy those players, or at least make them. Well, we tried to get Katamari back, Barton, but he flicked us the V's and said he didn't fancy it. So we've got to make do with this, 30 goal a season striker that we've replaced him with. But Bailey's probably sat there pissed off now, isn't he? I've still not fully watched the Super Bowl yet. I must admit, I'm playing catch up on it. I was all set to go and watch it on Sunday, but then when I came off stream, I was just like, a bit too tired for the Super Bowl now. So, but by all accounts, and from what I've seen so far, great game. I understand the last little bit is a bit classic NFL, but I think we all got something to enjoy out of it. Especially for people who are brand new to NFL, I think they've seen a great advert for the sport. As the last few Super Bowls have been, to be honest, the last few Super Bowls have definitely been like, if you don't watch American football and you don't get it now, you're probably not going to get it. Oof, bit of fortune there. We just posted a few links out at this point now, everyone. Post the link for the Discord, post the link for the Football Manager show as well, which of course came out today. 2-2, respect the point, everybody. Of course, remember Sunday, we're doing 12 hours of 98-99 Mad Scientist database football. So keep your eyes peeled for that one. And we might even end up buying a football club at some point. So we will see. Still obviously on the hunt. 1 point ahead of Crew. 4 games to go. Tranmere Rovers, Accrington Stanley. Who are they? Exactly. Cambridge are promoted. They've already gone up. Okay. Can we join them? There's already been questions in the chat. Can Oxford, if Oxford get promoted, what can Oxford do in League One? I don't know. Maybe they can do something. I mean, Aguero scored 30 goals. I'm not sure. Evening, Ryan. How are you, buddy? Show us your wonderful hair. There you go. I've got a fresh fade for you, buddy. Got a fresh fade this weekend. Am I going to manage Sunderland or someone else? So we did it earlier on in the chat, Rich, and Sunderland was picked. It was Sunderland or Italy, and Sunderland was picked. And I love the idea of managing Sunderland, and I think that could be great. I just hope that I don't get sacked midstream, because that would be depressing. But I'd love to have Kevin Phillips, Niall Quinn, 4-4-2, low block. Although it wasn't even low block really, was it? It was more. It was a bit more attacking than anything. Taking the game 2 teams. What's the expectation for Sunderland at the start of that season, right? Rich, is it to get promoted? Was that the season that Premier Passions was filmed? It might be, It might well be. What a show that was. Mrs. J must fancy you even more now. Well, maybe. Ryan, possibly. Can't say for definite. Mrs. J is the one that has to confirm that one. But I think she probably does a little bit. If you want my tactic, let me know. I made a few tweaks and it's playing really exactly like real life. Objective is automatic promotion. So automatic. So that's 2 promotion spots. Is that right? Rather than going via the playoffs, which of course we didn't manage. In fact, it's the season after, isn't it? It's the season after the playoff defeat, because was Phillips there? Was Phillips not signed after the playoffs? Because I seem to remember like the whole thing of there's this lad signed from Watford. Because then we win the championship, don't we? The following season, and actually I remember Kevin Ball holding the title. Never stop getting promoted. That way you can't ever go down. True. Phillips was presented in the playoff season 98-99 as the season after that. Okay, but don't we start in the championship though, right? Like League of Division 1? I'm confused. Maybe I'm getting myself confused. We'll have a look at the Premier League in a little bit, Quiz. Only because of the fact that we've got this title running to do at the minute, so we're a bit sort of like, ooh, we need to get this done. That's sort of a bit more pressing at this point. Yes, in Division 1 as we lost the playoff. That's what I thought. Because there's Quinn, Phillips, and Mickey Bridges, isn't there, at the club? And probably Danny Dichio, I think, there as well, maybe. Which still, I find bizarre that Danny Dichio was a player at Sunderland. Midfields like Lee Clark and Alex Ray, presumably, and Kevin Ball, Nicky Summerby, Alan Johnston. It's the season we got Perez. Season we saw Perez, wasn't it? Big win incoming. Hopefully, Quiz. Hopefully. Ping the link in a whisper or pop it up in the Discord, Rich. I don't think we've got any mods in today actually, so just me flying solo. Oh, a Tanga with a free kick. That's not what we wanted. Early doors. 3-0 down, 3 minutes in, 1 goal down. Great free kick, mind. It's fine, unless Crew are losing again. Okay. That helps. Obviously, as I say, we need to be able to look at our own performance rather than looking at other teams, but got to take some positive from the fact that Crew are losing again. We're 2-0 down though. How are we 2-0 down against Tranmere? '98-99, Dichio got 10 goals. Limited, he's not good on the 98 database either. Well, he won't be, no, because he's Danny Dichio. Walking 0-0 with Shrewsbury, so as it stands, 2 points behind Walking, 1 point ahead of Crew. Ball's played down for Fresno. This is where we get into this nervous bit, isn't it? Crew bottling it is realistic. I mean, yeah, we do want Crew to bottle it. We need Oxford to pick ourselves up though. Because, it's we obviously want promotion. We don't want to have to consider sharing that with anybody. Certainly not going into the final game of the season with Crew We actually have to play Crew on the last day of the season, so we don't want to have that match be the match that decides what happens. You're a Crew season ticket holder. God, you have my sympathy. Apologies for that. Oh, the Tranmere corner. Like, everything's going wrong here. Second half, we're going to need to turn it around. I mean, look, remember, there was one match that we were 3-0 down after 25 minutes, remember? And we ended up winning 4-3. So we can do it. We can turn it around. Just got to believe in ourselves a little bit. Certainly not over yet. Blakey corner. We need make these set pieces count though. Perkins with another corner. Smalls, my Crew save. We lost 5 in a row, got forced into winning out of promotion. Oh, nervous scenes. That's the thing. When you know that you're on course for something, you can just see it slipping away. There's no worse feeling, is there? Blakey, Maguire, Gaboppo, headed away. Gilchrist just tease it back up. Right, I think we're in for a rollicking at half time. Thrashing arms. Right, Gaboppo for Casey. Gaboppo plays for Hackney. Come on, boys, let's see what we can do, shall we? Positive, bit wider with those crosses in. 98-99 is my Cresty Road era. Attempted to do a save battling gamely against the Giants of the old second division. Yeah, Crew in 98-99. That wouldn't be Dean Ashton, would it? He wouldn't be there at that point. Murphy and Lennon gone. Savage gone. Just before Ashton. Rob Jones obviously gone to Liverpool. Seth Johnson could be there. Who else would have been there? You'd still have Billy Jones though at Crew, right? Billy Jones was the greatest player Crew ever had. In FM circles, of course. Ended up playing for Sunderland as well, in real life. Nice interception by Gilchrist. Well, that'll do. Put a bit of pressure on him. Perkins has got to do better there, hasn't he? Hello, Amazing Chi. Welcome in. Hope you're well. Appreciate the raid. Hope life's treating you good. Rodney Jack. Well, here's some names, isn't it? Bringing us back. Aguero, yellow card. Johnny Edge. Time for Johnny Edge. Fresno's not having it. Raspberry's not having it either. Mordner, maybe. Let's see what we can do. As long as Barry Bennell isn't there. Well, yes, quite. Good save. How's your stream, Chi? Hope life is good. We're just in the middle now of a battle for promotion. 4 games to go, 3 now at the end of this match. Crew are level, are they? Oh dear. That's going to push them back into contention. Might knock us down to 4th. We've got Sonny Perkins. He's been out injured for... he's been out injured for a while, but he's back now. He's scoring goals. Automatic promotion is possibly on the card side. It's going to go to the wire, right? We'll show you the league table at the end. Well, as this game continues, you'll see it. Yeah, this is where we are. We're on 76, Crew on 75, Woking on 77. Crew are currently 2-1 down against Forest Green. Woking are currently, I believe, winning, I think. And we play Crewe on the last day of the season. 3 games to go. 3 games to go. We've gone 2-0 down against Tranmere. We're expected to finish mid to top half. So we've overachieved whatever happens, right? But when you're getting this close, you kind of like, oh, like I can touch it. Like, you know, it feels as though this is on. Hackney, good effort. We have to finish the season tonight, clearly, but we're now in that situation where it's a little bit squeaky. We've now got to think, right, can we pick up another point? Because that's what it's about now, points. Johnny Edge. Oh. I haven't even looked at whether the playoffs are secured. You've just made me think that maybe it's not. That's worrying. That's really worrying. As I say, we were only expected to get into the top half, so. Oh, Edge. Again. Thorne in. Big chances missed. Do we put Thorne up front? Go with just 3 at the back. Oh. Great block. Hackney clears it away. Here's Aguero. Where are they pushing on still? I think they're pushing on, aren't we? Edge hasn't got the bottle. Maybe not. Maybe not. I'm a bit worried about that, to be honest, because we bought him thinking, all right, he's going to be great. You know, 100 grand we paid for him. Unless you've gone for this is a lot of highlights, unless you've gone for the full 90. Yeah, no, we're on extended. It just means we've got a lot to get through, I think. Thorne up top. Gilchrist, Edge. Maguire rolls the challenge. Get that ball forward. I'm not sure that very attacking is the right play. How's that gone down for a corner? Oh dear. Robbie Gotts taking his time, sends it in, cleared away. Oggy wins the free kick. Get it moving. Edge, Gilchrist into nobody. Great tackle by Maguire. Thing is, we're kind of doing everything we need to do. Like, we're winning the ball back, you know, like we're forcing the tempo. But I think the fact we've given ourselves a little bit too much to do. And now we're missing the ball in the midfield. Oh, point would be huge. Yeah, that's all I need now, so I just need 1 point. I'm not bothered about a win. To come back from 2-0 down is all we need. Just need that ball moved up front. Get the flick-ons. Thorne's not even going for it. Hackney's just holding off. Casey gets it away. Everyone's just like looking around, just like who's going to take charge. Should be pressing. Why are we not pressing rather than regrouping? That could be the problem. I think that's maybe what's cost us the point here. Yeah. Oh dear. Oh dear. Regroup rather than press. That's probably what's killed us. Forest Green beat Crewe. Woking lost as well. The point would have been huge. Oh no. It's going to go to the wire. It's literally going to go to the wire now. Cambridge are champions, and they lost to Port Vale. We are pressing there, right? Okay, it's fine. 3 games to go. Get click happy. We're at home on the last day of the season, which I don't know whether that's better or worse, to be honest, Rich. You could make a case for either. It's yes, we get the roar of the crowd, we get the, that extra bounce, but it's also that thing of going, could it be a concern? Could it put more pressure on us? Jenkins Davies is interested in leaving. That's interesting. Your save aside, is it impressive that AI Woking are on the verge of League One? I think it is. I think the fact that we've managed to pull Oxford from National League back into potentially getting them back into League One is good as well. But yeah, it's huge for Woking. It's huge. I can stay up till 1:30 to find out if Oxford are going up in a computer game. We can all do that. Zar, this is what's happening. We're invested fully. This is what I love about these sorts of saves. Like, if you're not following, by the way, now is definitely a good time to drop that follow. Because whatever happens tonight, Friday is now going to be decision stream. Like, do we stay? Do we go? What happens next? Sunday is a 12-hour 98.99 database stream to mark my 2-year anniversary on Twitch. So 2 very, very interesting things to consider for your diaries this weekend. So if you do want to pop them in, that'd be much appreciated. If you want to drop those follows now, that'd be much appreciated. And are we moving? Well, I don't know, Si. Like, we were having a chat earlier on. I think this club could still do a job in League One. Really. I think the question is going to be, can we win the Papa Johns? That's what I need to look at, is can this club win the Papa Johns? Because I don't think we're going to win the league next year. We might be able to get promoted, possibly. There's still obviously enough sort of like space for us to do that. We are going to have to work out, is it doable? It could well be. We just have to kind of look around and have a think about it. We don't rule anything out at this point, because obviously it's all down to winning trophies, isn't it? So it's not necessarily about wanting to leave. It's just if an opportunity comes up where we can win something easier than winning it with Oxford, then we have to consider it. So although I'm really enjoying managing Oxford, to be honest, I really am. And I think the squad we've got is good. I think we're playing good football. I think we've got some players who can play in League One. I think we've got some players who we need to move off in the summer and replace. I certainly don't think we'd be a disgrace in League One. Even with the side we've got now, I think we'd still be able to. I don't think we get relegated. Without any changes, I don't think we get relegated. So the question is, with a couple of signings, what happens then? Are we in a position to challenge? Are we in a position to make things a bit more interesting? Rich suggesting we're getting a little bit too cozy here. This is 3 seasons. Is it the 3 seasons each? Does winning the Papa Johns with a Premier League under 21 side count? I suppose technically it does, but I've kind of presumed that we do it with the side that's in the league. So I win it with a League One side. That's how I've understood it in my head, or at least that's how I've visualised it. I've not considered doing it with an under 21 side. Good header. I suppose technically you could do that, couldn't you? Mordner brings the ball away. Travelling a long distance. Guru straight into a defender. Crew have taken the lead by the looks of it against Solihull Moors. 1-0. Walking a slip down. Walking don't look like they're actually playing just yet. Mordner rides the tackle. Ground back inside to Gaboppo. Lintott. Thorne. Great ball. Aguero. 32 goals for Aguero. X-Quiz, appreciate your follow, by the way. I think we clocked it earlier on, but thank you for that. And the 21s as being the AFL trophy. Yeah, it's horrible, isn't it? It's horrible. If you get promoted, then stay. If you don't, then I go. Yeah, probably. Probably, Dan. Hobbsy reckons League 2 or League 1 isn't a massive jump. Quiz says it goes down to other offers coming in. Yeah, I mean, we've got a contract. More than a good effort. Yeah, we've got a contract for another year, so we don't have to leave. I'm certainly not looking to leave. I'm quite drawn to this Oxford kit, by the way, as well. I'm partly intrigued to see how far Aguero can go. Like, can he play Championship? He's at City in real life. He starts the game there. You know, where can we bring him? Maguire, good effort. It's a bit of a makeshift side as well, you know, like players like Hayden Hackney, Oscar Thorne, who's a 6'2" centre forward / right back. Gaboppo we've just brought in from East Leigh in January. Oh, red card. Horrible tackle from Seddon. Straight red. Gaboppo, we brought him in for like 20 grand or whatever. Attribute wise, doesn't look great, but just he's come in and he's solidified the defence pretty nicely. Obviously, we've got Perkins back from injury now. We've got Renford Raspberry, who's, you know, the star of the show. Mordner has been exceptional for us. Be interesting to see how far he can go. Be interesting to see what the Edge can do. What can Parley do next season? What can Sonny Perkins do with like a full season of football where he hasn't broken his ankle? Defence is where we need to look, really. Strengthen our defence. And get, you know, probably get some more goal threat and a bit of extra numbers really at central midfield. That double DM that we've got. There's Mordner through. Oh. And that double DM that we've got in the midfield of Hackney and Maguire. It works really nicely, but they just get, they play a lot of football. So they're tired. You can see now, like even Maguire's tiring now. So, although he's playing well, we are going to have to consider bringing him off. Just to give him a rest, you know, because he's got a couple more games that he still needs to play this season. Need a proper goal scoring number 9. We've got Aguero, he's got 33, he's got 32 goals this season. I think that's probably enough. He's got the number 9 shirt. I think he's earned it. You know, I would say he's definitely there. Start sticking some extra recovery sessions into training. Yeah, Perkins, off the post. I don't know whether he's cutting that back or not. Granham. Yeah, we could do with some recovery, couldn't we? But at the same time, do we just drill them like robots and go like, no, you're going. Ball through, nodded through. Aguero's gone down. Penalty. Here we go, Frankie Maguire. This time last season, he missed a penalty. It's Oscar Thorne this time. 2-0. Of course, Maguire's come off, hasn't he? Richie says Sunderland 98 in the FA Cup quarter-final away to Spurs with Ginola, Ferdinand and Anderton. And is that's not with the pony kits, is it? That was 93. Huge points here. After the Tranmere game, this is massive. The fact that Accrington have down at 10 men as well has really helped. But we've still made it relatively difficult. Aguero throwing himself in there on a yellow card. Ross Campbell with a goal. Paley on up top. Bring a Guru off because he's got a red yellow card and he's thrown himself in like that. It's not over yet. Good ball in. That'll do, Westwood. Just you grab onto that. Right. Nothing silly. Let's start to... Can't believe we're going to have to start to look to shut the game down against Accrington Stanley. Ball at the top. Paley's through. Doesn't finish. He's definitely a shadow striker, isn't he? Granham. Paley gets his... There's number 12 for the season. I say he's not a goal scorer. He's got 12 goals this season. It's not a lot of goals, but he can't miss that one. Gets the 3 points. 8 minutes to go. Scores are looking Crawley a 3-1 up against Notts County. It's not a match we need to concern ourselves with. Gaboppo. Paley. Burns. Thorne. Perkins. Oh, nice ball out the bat to Mordner. What have we got? Crewe are 2-0 up against Solihull Moors. So that keeps Crewe in the hunt. It's going to go to that final game, isn't it? It really is. Victory against Accrington Stanley. 2 to go. Sebastiano in with a follow. Thank you very much for that. We've got our playoff spot confirmed, Si. Playoffs are definitely happening. Tight margins. It's all about those tight margins, isn't it? Another recovery in there. We don't want to be doing loads of physical work. Sebastiano, hello from France. Nice to meet you in the community. Sebastiano, bonsoir. Welcome. It's a pleasure to have you here. Hope you're well. As I say, welcome to our community. Come and join us. Come and hang out. Come and join our Discord. If you're not already there, come and listen to the Football Manager Show podcast. Pull yourself up a chair. Get your feet up. We've got 2 games left to go. We're hopefully getting promoted tonight. We're not doing the playoffs tonight though, Si, I'll be honest. We're not doing that. If we go to the playoffs, that happens Friday. I know we've got the luck modifier in the computer if we turn it off and then all things go badly, but let's just hope that we can get this done without having to worry about that. In my head, I'm very much like, we'll be promoted tonight. It'll be fine. Don't worry. We don't need to worry about the playoffs. Let's focus on that. Yeah? Let's think positively. So, a good result against Doncaster. Hopefully, that means that Crewe slip up. Right, Woking have got 77 points. So what happened there? Did Woking lose? Woking lost against Newport. They've got to play Notts County and then Doncaster. Okay. Crewe have got to play Morecambe, who are 20th, and then ourselves. And we've got to play Doncaster and Crewe. So, okay. We can just do what we got to do. Like, you know, there's nothing else that's there. It's just it has to be this and it has to be the way it's going to be. So, yeah, let's run with it. You know, how many seasons have you been in League Two now? Just the one. Si, we've literally bounced straight through. It's been we had 2 seasons in the National League. We missed out on the winning the title in the first season on the last game of the season. Then we lost in the playoff final. Last season was our second season in the National League. We won the title and we won the FA Trophy. So this is our first season in League 2. We're expected to finish mid-table, and we're now at the point where we're 2 games away from automatic promotion, which is a massive overreach for the club. Like, even the playoffs was an overreach. We weren't expected to be up there. So I think partly that's come down to not having cup competitions to have to worry about, because they've not taken in extra games that have, sapped some energy or whatever. But I also think that the players have just got it the bit between their teeth, and they've just went, right, we've clicked and the system works and the players understand the system, and yeah, it's just been fine, really. I guess, like, there's nothing that we can nothing else we can say, really. Like, we've done what we've done, and it seems to be working up until now. Who knows what's going to happen in those next 2 games? We just don't know. This is going to be something that's going to go to the wire. That's obviously what we like around here. We like things going to the wire, because that adds a little bit of drama, a little bit of narrative, a little bit of tension. We didn't want to be sat with 14 games to go at the start of the stream going, there's 14 games left. What would be rubbish is losing 5 games in a row and being like, all right, well, it's not going to happen now, so we're done. Hey, Jonesy, appreciate the Prime. Thank you very much for that. That's very, very kind of you indeed. Make sure you link that to your Discord, by the way, then you can join us in the secret subscribers chat. So that goes for everyone else, by the way, who's got a sub. If you do subscribe, then make sure it's linked to Discord and you get into the sub channel in Discord. So you'll hear about some extra bits and pieces that we're going to be doing. So new plans for other projects that are going to be coming off the ground fairly shortly. And you can also get access to the save files and things like that. So it's handy to obviously do that. I hate to the wire. I like things done and dusted so I can relax for the last few games. But that's what we did as well in the last season, wasn't it? I mean, look at that. That's we good against Accrington Stanley, played well. In terms of how the team are performing, we're looking all right. We're looking fine. Combinations look good. Performances look good. It's 2 more games though. 2 more games to go. Sebastian, I like to play in the 5th or 6th level in France. I don't know how to. Playing Football Manager is far more interesting at a lower level. I 100% agree with you on that one, Sebastian. We're very much the lower league lovers around here. So the plan with this save is that you have to win everything in England, Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland. You start unemployed, no badges, no experience, nothing, and you then have to basically work your way around the British Isles to win some trophies. So we have been at Northern Ireland for 5 seasons. We've now been in England for 3 seasons. 6 seasons in Northern Ireland, 3 seasons in England now. We've still got Scotland, still got Wales, still got the top levels of England to do. So yeah, we've got quite a bit still to get through, and it's where the fun is. I'm not one for going to the top level straight away and being like, right, Premier League, win the Champions League in 3 years. I personally, I find that a bit boring. For me, personally, this is what we've won so far, Quiz. We'll do it very quickly before we get into these games right now. So we've won 7 trophies. This is the most of it, as I say, is in Northern Ireland. So the Danske Bank Premiership in Northern Ireland. The Division 3, we won the playoffs. Won the County Antrim Shield with Linfield. We won the McCombs Coach Travel Intermediate Cup with Banbridge, the same as the Intermediate League. And the Premiership was won with Linfield as well. And the Middlester Cup was won by Dungannon. So we won those. So we've managed 4 teams in Northern Ireland. This is our 5th team of the save. And then over here, we've won the National League with Oxford and the FA Trophy with Oxford. The cups that are in red are obviously trophies that we can't win this season. The one that's in yellow is hopefully what we're hoping to tick off now, because a promotion counts as a trophy in this save. So, a win. We need a win and a Crew defeat. Would that work? A win and a defeat, would that be enough for us? One win would take us to 82 points. A defeat for Crew would leave them on 78. It's not quite guaranteed, is it? Actually, no, it would be, yeah. 70. If we get 82 points, then they can't get 82 points. So yeah, so we win and Crew lose. Woking defeat and Rotherham not winning if we win at Doncaster. Right, transistor radios at your ears, everybody, because I think this is going to come down to the wire. Fourth place are on 77 points, so they have 2 wins. That takes them to 60. Takes them to 83. A win for us takes us to 82 now. We could go to 85. 78 could go to 84. A Crew draw would be good too with our goal difference. It's a good point. The goal difference does definitely help, doesn't it? Okay, let's have it then. Woking can get 83, Rotherham to 82. Is there any other lower league English things on stream? There usually is. There's usually some people doing stuff like this. Like, but you've got to search for it. It's not sort of like in your face, but there is plenty of it around. Tier 8 stuff, there's loads of people do like sort of like non-league to legend sort of things. So it is definitely there, and it's getting more popular as well because there are people just turning away from the Premier League and just going, you know what, I'm not fussed about the Premier League. So it's definitely there. So I would suggest keep your eyes out. Like what we'll do tonight, like once we're finished tonight, like I'm already looking into who we're going to raid into next. So I'm already thinking like who's got an interesting save on the go, and that's sort of where we're going to be trying to go to. So again, we don't tend to go looking for someone who's like, oh, I'm Bayern Munich, or this is my Real Madrid save. Like I sort of look and be like, ooh, okay, so Leyton Orient season 3, or you know, also some on the camera as well. So there's some that are proper like low down, but they just don't have a camera on or whatever. So it's always handy to mix it up a little bit. Si's doing conference at the minute. Yes, you are, and I enjoyed it. We raided into the other night, Si. It was good fun. James doing Fisher. Yep. Perkins. The Edge. Mordner. Oh, good save. Have a look at the SI community forums. Very good tier database by Lionel Messi. Not the real Messi, obviously. Yeah, the FM editor as well does a one. So, like tier 10 was something that we considered, but once we thought the British Steel was the plan, we sort of stuck with that because tier 10's just like a slog. And obviously, I didn't want to just do England as well, so I wanted to kind of have like a bit of a go around. I've not managed Northern Ireland before. I loved managing in Wales. That was good fun. So I was like, I want to have another go at that. So I was kind of trying to stay away from England for as long as possible, but we ended up at Oxford, and thankfully it's worked out pretty fun. But I guess it just like the save works out however it works out, you know. If you find a team that works with a bit of story behind it, then it's always going to work, you know. It doesn't really matter where you manage. We did Indonesia last year, which was good fun. Keller Dome, corners in. Oh no. Oof. How's he unmarked there? Well, not unmarked, he's up against someone who's not massive. I ended up in the poshest part of England. I know, Si. Like, absolute Tory town. Tory Jameson on tour. One 0 down against Donny. Thorne puts it in. It's gone nowhere though. Maguire on a yellow card as well. Good ball in. There's Perkins. Oh, he almost had too many options. He's almost like too good. It's just like, I don't have to score here. What are you playing at? David Cameron in the stands. Boris Johnson's in the stands. Aguero gets his head out. Now we're talking. Right. We've pulled one back. Crew look like they've scored. Crew are 1-1 with Morecambe. Woking are losing to Notts County. So as it stands, we might be promoted anyway for the fact that Woking are losing. That could be enough. Always good hearing Peter's origin of the game. Tony's episode was polar opposite to yours, Jam. Oh, for the for what? For a podcast, was it? Or Oxford has one Labour MP and one Lib Dem. The councillor's Labour. There you go. We've covered our backs. It's fine. People are just using Oxford for their second homes. Dan the FM database. Yes, that's the other one. Unbelievable streams. Yeah, that's a great podcast. I loved that. Good lads who organised that. So yeah, have a listen to it. If you've not listened to it, go and listen to the Unbelievable Streams podcast. Search for it on YouTube. Search for it on Spotify. They've got some great episodes on there. You'll learn a lot from meeting up with some. Listen to what some creators have got to say. What I've got to say right now is here's Sonny Perkins with possibly one of the most important goals he's ever going to score in his life. JM was FM18. I forget how young people are. Do you know what I mean? I know JM's not young, but he's Gilchrist gives the ball away. Oh, oh dear. Come on. We're on 82 points. Rotherham, Woking, all battling now. Crawley on 74. They're not going to make it. Rotherham getting themselves involved on the final day of the season's interesting. Kaboppo launches it. 30 next week. 30 in July, sorry. I'm 43 next week. That's the that's where we're at. There's the difference. It's like when you listen to sort of people going, oh, you know, I got into Football Manager because my dad played it, and I'm like, hang on, that's bizarre. Like, I'm now in that situation where my kids will be thinking that, like, you know what I mean? Edge, Maguire. Edge. Perkins. Can't quite squeeze it through. Bring Maguire off. On a yellow card. Can't risk him getting a red. Oscar Thorne with those neck muscles. Can't head the ball in, unfortunately. Casey on at centre half. I think we might have done it. Possibly. Let's get Renford Raspberry on as well for the last couple of minutes. Because this might be enough now. Rich, I'm 52. There you go. There's one of us. Listen to Llama on FMT. He was about sending in pieces of paper. I talk about that on my stand-up show. Yeah, I talked about that on my stand-up show, the play-by-mail. It was weird. You had to ring people's houses as well. Oh, what a save that was. I think this is it. I think we've done it. I think we've done it, everyone. Edge. Go on, Edge. Blakey. Hackney. Aguero. Don't jinx it. Don't jinx it. Yeah, get the ball in the stands. Just fucking launch it. It's alright, don't worry. Scope for FM Dungeons and Dragons. There probably is, actually. Like a sort of, well, like sort of choose your own adventure sort of thing. Probably could work. Hello, David Nyholm. Welcome in. I've not seen you around for a while. Hope life's treating you good. You've joined us at a very, very good time because I think we are maybe 10 seconds away from automatic promotion at the first attempt in League 2, which will take us to League 1. I think that's it. I think we've done it. Yes. We have. We've absolutely done it. Get in. Now resign. Unbelievable. Look at that. I think we leave the crew game for tomorrow now, don't we? We don't need the crew game right now. We can just go, come back tomorrow. Sorry, Friday, I should say, sorry. You know, on our promotion. And go, there you go. That's excellent. Oxford promoted to League 1. That's what you need, isn't it? Love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Initial budgets: £86,000 a week wages, £213 a week transfers. The borderline of the unexpected promotion. Right, let's finish all this off on Friday then, shall we? Because we don't need to be doing, we don't need to be looking right now for that crew game. We can play that with literally no pressure next week. Peterborough are coming down. Peterborough are coming down. Bournemouth, Reading. Oh, Coventry are going up. Walsall are going up. And then it looks like West Brom might be going out. Blackpool, Hull, Wimbledon, Portsmouth, Charlton, Sheffield Wednesday, Bolton. There's still some big teams in here as well that might potentially become available next season. If we have a little look, is there the Wednesday jobs available? Let's discuss that on Friday, shall we? Let's have a little chat, because the Peterborough job's available as well. Maybe the Bournemouth job might come available. Right. I like managing Oxford though. I quite like Oxford. It's going well. Let's see. Who are we going to go and send our raid over to? Because we've had fun. So let's go and find someone else who's having fun right now. And you can all go and give them some support and tell them that they're great. So let's see. Anyone jumping out? People with face cams is what would be quite handy, you know. Back to Peterborough was there. That was our team last year. That was absolutely our team last year. So I don't feel as though we should go back again though. Like we've been there before, you know. So we've been there before. We should try something else, something a little bit different. I tell you what, we've normally who's there? We've got Peter Light, Dill's on. We do Dill quite a bit. Kimmy we did last. We raided at Kimmy last night. Dave Ness. He says he's just got company. It's a bit odd. Right, someone pick someone, then we'll go for it. We'll ping it all over. So someone cash in on the guided raid, and we'll get it done. Yeah. What do we do? Dill or Kimmy? because everyone else is kind of just like logging off. Limo's on as well. I see that Dave Ness is doing a network game. So, not ideal. Does it have to be FM? It doesn't have to be FM, really. You can all go somewhere else if you want. I'm just thinking, who can we send someone who's got a fair bit of viewers to go to? All right, I'll tell you what we did. Yeah, right. We raided Kimmy yesterday, so let's do Dill. You've raided everyone. I always raid whoever's on those sides. That's the thing. I make sure there's someone in the chat. And I go, right, let's go there and have that. Actually, here we go. No, that's not going to work either. This is the slowest part of the stream. Is me just going like, oh, where should we go now? Like, what's interesting? What's this lad doing? He's gone offline. Yeah, everyone's gone. Car X again. We've done Car X recently. Right, 3, 2, 1. First one in the chat. It goes. Pick us up. I'll tell you what, right. Let's do Car then. We haven't done Car for a couple of days. Right. Get him in. Go and give him some love. We love Car. Tell him we got promoted. Do your Bob Lee Tony heads. Do your big silent celebration arms. Come back and hang out on Friday with us. Yeah? Take it easy, everyone. All the best. Bye now.
My favourite Tony.